minds are boggling. I couldn't tell, but something happened on the Tribeboard Trail. Giants and dragons are corrupting us all. If we don't get help, we will all go to hell. Did you hear the news out of Waybaker Cave? A big holder tried to make us their slaves. My players trying to control our brains. I just woke up and the village was razed. We need the Stronghold to protect us for the night. We need the Stronghold to help us with this fight. We need the Stronghold. We need the Stronghold to go searching through the game. We need the Stronghold. We need the Stronghold. It's been a week since we saw Dave. A mighty group of adventurers. They're heavy just hell, but they may be mad enough to get us through this spell. When they are together, they are the Stronghold. We are the Stronghold. We're here to show you the way. We are the Stronghold. We might just have to save the day. We're just a group of heroes, yeah. We're big and we're small. We may not be the best in town, but we answered the call. When we are together, we are the Stronghold.
Try again. This. I'm trying to get it. How's that? How's that? What the heck? Try again. What? Oh, wait, wait. Oh, wait. I got this backwards. God dang it.
I'm not gonna lie. When I first started messing with OBS and DMing at the same time, there were too many weird gremlins in there. Are we good now? Oh, we're good? Yeah. There we go. Well, that's real life, everybody. And with the lovely program of OBS. Anywho.
Hold on, I need a reset.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Horse house.
988.
Good evening, everybody. Yeah, well, we get to the.
We haven't talked about Tori. We haven't
I
talked
feel
about
like
Tori
OBS
yet.
causes 988 to become more frequent.
Oh, yeah. I just.
Do you want me to go rerun the? Want me to go rerun the intro and we can just start over?
No, this is great. This is, man, this is real life. This is a stream. And, give it a try one of these days. It's fantastic. It's super fun and it's super easy. Tori's out tonight. It's going to be the four of us, quad bros, running you through some Storm King's Thunder. Let's see. We got how's this working? We got Skylar. Am I pointing in the right direction? And you never.
No, you're not. You're
never
not pointing the
are
right
in this
direction.
thing. We
There
got
you go.
Skylar playing Blandina. We got on the other side. We got Charm from his channel showing up for this Wednesday night, and then we got Jay Remy from the FM radios playing a barbarian with us. So that being said, as we get started,
I'm not a barbarian.
Oh, you're
How
a
dare
player.
you?
But you're
Oh,
a
God.
Goliath.
He's
You're a
basically a
Goliath player.
He's a
Let's be
basically a
honest.
barbarian.
You're gazing at barbarian in your character sheet, with a Z. Jeremy.
It says in the class basically barbarian.
Yeah. I'm glad.
Just
I'm
a
glad we're through
splash.
that. I'm glad we're
I've
through
just
that.
got a splash of barbarian on the side.
We've got.
Is that the rage?
We can just
Is
keep
that
this
the
going like this as a
You-
podcast this whole time. If we play Dungeons and
Raging.
Dragons, we play Dungeons and Dragons.
Raging. I am furious.
He's flaming mad.
I'm so angry.
Oh no!
I could slap someone.
Just goofball.
This character was not intended to.
Sound like anyone.
No.
Welcome
Richard
to-
Simmons, maybe he's dead. We can talk about him.
Welcome to Stronghold D&D, everybody.
I'll let all the wiggles out. We all need to stand up and wiggle for a little bit.
There's no such thing as a wiggle at this size. It is serious shake and earthquake.
An undulation.
An undulation.
Okay, so back on it.
I'm voluptuous.
We've got pinned above our chat. We've got our 988 charity. We broke 1,000 a week or so ago. Really blessed to have some folks helping out with 988 that helps to support mental health awareness, suicide awareness, something that's very near and dear to me personally, to the rest of the crew. If you're feeling charitable, you don't have the squanch to hit the charity button, just reaching out and telling people about 988. That's a very simple text to 988. Call 988, and there is a slew of specialized counselors that can reach out to you and get to you through or connect you to specialized folks to help you out. So 988 is fantastic. And then this Saturday, we're joining Old World Charm for another 988 stream Saturday evening for Oops, It's All Goblins. Did I just spoil that?
No, that's awesome.
If I'm not a Gobladin, I'm mad.
You could be a Goblin, yeah.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, we're breaking you away from human vanilla paladin slowly with Goblin. Yeah.
I think I'm finding out through backstory stuff that Sir Timothy, who's up in this campaign, Sir Timothy is in the Sea of Moving Ice at a place called Stormvald, Svardborg. And I think I had a Moonblade earlier on, and I was like, hey, I was just reading some Ed Greenwood stuff and some Elaine Cunningham stuff. Am I an elf? You know what I mean? Like, do I need to get tested? Like, where do I go get it tested?
Like for ADHD?
Didn't you sell that Moonblade though?
I did.
Yeah, you were like, I don't want this shit.
Oopsie. I was like, I'm not +1. Trash.
Yeah.
Trash.
Not to show my old age, but there was a time where Moonblades were much more powerful in Forgotten Realms.
So
I remember those days.
So Pete, the DM, and now that this is a podcast and we're not going to play any Storm King's Thunder in this one, Pete, the DM, is real ancient Forgotten Realms kind of lore. And now that I'm going through all those, I was like, shucks, I think I just killed one of his arcs. So now I got to go back to Waterdeep and buy that from some dude and be like, can I get that?
You're going to chase a guy through the streets again?
Yeah. Oof. Let's not do that again.
Keep
Anyways,
your pants on this time.
let's roll for the recap. Let's roll for that recap.
All right. 17.
Tim should play a sorcerer. I've already played a sorcerer. But he's
Or wizard.
14.
With a spell book that can be stolen.
14, 18, and
17. Yeah.
17. 18's got it.
All
Oh my
right.
God.
There we
Well,
are,
low guy
crackling
got
at the campfire. Yeah.
So the last session, we found ourselves. Wait, we were still in? Yeah, we were still in. We started off the session fighting a Remorhaz, and that was fun. That was fun. It was a very big. What?
This is the truth meter. This is the. Are you getting inspiration from this one? The Remorhaz wasn't fun. No,
I'm just like, it was fun, but was it really fun? I don't know if it was fun for everybody. Because let's see, Tori got Jeremy. I can't remember Jeremy's character's name.
Okay.
Vocab.
You could just call me the Hammer. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, the
hammer.
The faux hammer got eaten.
Hammer don't hurt him.
And then Tori tried to pull him out. Tori basically almost died. Christopher basically died trying to heal everybody, and like it was a very bad thing. There was lots of heat emanating. What?
Christopher was the one that got eaten.
Okay.
Yeah, but what happened after this? You know what I mean? What's the juicy stuff?
Well, I'm just like, I wanted to set the picture. Like, it was very dire looking. Everybody was getting eaten. Everybody was taking a crap ton of damage. I, as Blandina, my plan was to just, use this witch's bolt and, zap it with some electricity, but it turned out that wasn't gonna work. So I was like, I'm gonna try to charm this thing, and I got control of it with my hypnotic gaze and held it there for like 6 rounds, which was ridiculous, while we got Christopher out of there and Vocap got out of there, and we got everybody out of the room, and Misty stepped out of the room, and then Harshnag held the door for us. He was our Hodor.
What a great dude.
What a great dude.
guy.
What a great guy.
Yeah.
And then and then after probably 10 minutes of not fighting but discussing, we finally figured out how to get through the portal by touching runes to runes, and we got into the Oracle, where we found out some information. We found out that Blagakis, who is a cloud giant living in Skyreach Castle, also controlled by Kygon Rain, he killed his son, Aegoron. And we've also found out that Hecaton still is the leader of the Storm Giants, but he was betrayed by his daughters, Mirren and Nim, who are
Did you say there was a cloud giant with the last name Rain?
No. Kygon Rain is a barbarian.
Oh, it's all one word. Okay.
Yeah. No, Kygon Rain is two words. He is part of the Duchy of Skyreach. The other
Yes.
the groups
Douchey?
after the fall of Tiamat, he decided to go live and stay in Skyreach with Blagakis. That's kind of his thing. So it turns out that Hecaton's daughters are pawns of Lenithon, and it sounds like Lenithon is trying to do something with the Ordning, possibly. That's what it sounds like. Anyways, we were set. We were told by the Oracle that if we wanted any more information or anything else, that we were going to have to prove ourselves by finding and destroying a corrupted relic, giant relic, of which there are two things. We could either go kill Blagakis and get rid of him because he killed his son, who we found in the oracles, in the Eye of the Allfather, in the Oracle area. So we could either go kill Blagakis, and then potentially find the ire of the Duchy of Skyreach, which we don't want to do that. Or we could go. There was a corrupted relic at the Hill Giant Stronghold, where Guh was, and we decided to go find that. So after finally making it out of the area, we almost encountered. Well, we did encounter the Remorhaz as we were leaving. Beat feet out of the Eye of the Allfather, and kind of that's where we are now, having made level 8 and sitting around the campfire, waiting.
Did Hagrid die?
Harshnag?
Hagrid died. Harshnag.
Yeah, him.
I am not dead. As we, roll into the campfire, and you're sitting there, and his kneecaps, close to yours as he's kind of squatted down. Inspiration for sure. That was thorough. That was super thorough. That was a real good one. But
You guys are not going to like it if I ever have to do one of those.
Just fake some sort of illness and keel over for a moment.
I'll just tell the plot of Empire Strikes Back. That's
see if we notice.
So you going into the great dwarven stronghold in the Lonely Mountain or whatever. There's a weird staircase that's built into the side of this cliff, right? That's about the size of Game of Thrones, ice wall, right? That goes up into the Eye of the Allfather, and you guys made it, halfway down of these big ledges, and that's where Harshnag kind of stopped, built his Harshnag size campfire where you guys begin to rest. Clearly, the cleric Vokath just fell asleep. I checked his character sheet, and long rest complete. But you guys have the option of, do you want to do anything before you go nunite or not, as you guys head down here?
I feel like I did a bad thing.
It seems pretty safe.
You feel like you did a bad thing. What did you do?
Oh, I hit the long rest button, apparently. I didn't know I hit the long rest button.
I'm hitting the passive aggressive button. No.
Yes.
Should we do intros and introduce who we are?
It's worked because you've shamed me. I am shamed.
Yeah. We can do that around the campfire as well. Let's see, Jeremy, can we get your character and all of your stuff as well? We can do that. That's fine. There was such a long, fumble bumble at the beginning. I kind of pressed through that, but yeah, go for it, Jeremy.
You want me to introduce me?
Yeah, and your character.
Plug yourself in.
Oh, okay. Let me see here. I'm Jeremy. Some call me DM Jeremy. Some call me other names. I stream here on Twitch under DM_Jeremy, or you can find me on Instagram and other socials as Old Men Rolling Dice. And I am playing Vokath Riverfriend, a Goliath cleric of war, and apparently barbarian-ish.
Yeah, a Clarebarian.
Do you want more?
That's good. Yeah. We'll come back to, as you settle down for your long rest, kind of what kind of new powers you have at level.
Oh, I'm well rested.
Oh. Let's see. Charm, what you got?
Yes, hi, I'm Charm. I'm the DM and usual game runner there at Charmed Fantasy. Please give us a follow. I am hosting a game Saturday with two of these gentlemen as my guest players for an Oops All Goblins game. That is a really fun kind of one-shot format. We're raising money for the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline charity, trying to break records there. We had a great time last night for Doctors Without Borders. So please check that game out. There are still seats available, and not only are there seats available, but one anonymous donor wanted to let people know if they were interested in getting a seat at our table, that they've paid half the cost. So if you put together $45, you can join. It's the next person who signs up and jumps in the Ko-Fi to pay it and said they want to be part of Oops All Goblins. We are definitely going to have at least one Goblin Paladin, and I don't know what else we'll have, but I got some pre-generated character sheets with some unique abilities that are meant to basically die by the end of the game. You are meant to not make it as a goblin. Your lifespan as a goblin's like 2 days, so it's fine. But yeah, that's that. Check us out. Please jump in on that Saturday. Make money for 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifelines today and then. And yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Skylar, you got anything? I forgot to mention about the Spotify too.
No, I'll just pop it in the chat. But yeah, if you just want to listen to if you like the song from the intro and want to hear it, go check it out on Spotify or wherever you get your streaming music. It should be up there in all of those places. Enjoy it.
If we make $10,000 off the Spotify, we'll sing it at GaryCon. Just kidding.
I'll sing it wherever. I don't care.
I will sing it for free. Damn it. We should put on a little stage. And
I'll back up vocal at GaryCon.
Okay, nice.
I will
This is gonna be great.
I will turn
I'll
it
be
into
back up.
I will turn it into a karaoke song and we'll do it.
This is awesome. All right, D&D. So, Jay Remy, Vocath, you're sitting around the fire. You know, based on maybe the last little bit of what you're fighting in, what are some new powers that you have? What is something special that you want to share with your level up show and tell?
Well, I don't know that 8th level was all that exciting for me, but I do have a sort of a better mix of spells now because like I'm getting up into that area. Oh, pardon me. I also have Divine Strike now, which means I can start dealing some extra damage with my hammer, which is pretty awesome. Bring down the I'm pretty sure it's Radiant.
Nice. In the battle with the Remorhaz, you've honed your fighting skills.
Yeah, I'm forgetting about that battle.
Yeah.
I'm like it was bad.
Play and fight at the same time, but
Traumatic brain injury.
So like I'm pretty being the competitive Goliath that I am, I'm like, if I have to think about that, because I kind of think it was a loss. I mean, we don't have to call it a loss, but Vocath in his mind thinks that was definitely a defeat. That does not happen often with Vocath, so he is he's maybe even a little quiet around the campfire that night.
Okay, I like it. Brooding. Okay, I get it. Savathor, the artist formerly known as Christopher Hawkins.
Yes.
Anything new? What do you got going on at the campfire?
Mourning the death of his horse, coming out and seeing his horse torn up after a fight is bigger loss than his pride or his own bodily harm to himself. Horse has been there through some tough times since the beginning of the introductions, saving people, but he couldn't save his own horse. He is in a state of quiet mourning and thinking more about that and the gratitude that his teammates were able to also make it through. He's seeing senseless death everywhere he looks, and he's trying to tap into a song and a study of deeper magics, having picked up a couple spells, one of which that he very much thinks he'll use, especially having seen Blandina apply a good sense of this magic, and that is greater invisibility.
Ooh.
Knowing Blandina is also a skillful mage, he's deferring to Blandina's expertise on what a wise or intelligent wizard would use this spell, and just trying to distract himself with the studious droning of a friend.
Yeah, as a spellcaster through the bardic ways, like you also want to have some of these skills that the wizard has, and you figured out through Das Lut how to weave Mistra into there, and get yourself invisible as you see him, or her become invisible. Yeah, you see, this is good.
Or don't see.
Yeah.
Or don't see, as the case
You're
may
like, oh, yeah.
I just like that Das Loot. I love that.
Das Loot.
Das Loot. Yeah, John Bon Jovi, the best singer slash
Actor.
actor ever.
Yeah.
Let's see, and then
Kills a
Blandina.
good vampire.
That's true. That's true.
So I don't want to say that Blandina looks dejected sitting around the campfire, but she definitely looks disheveled because of all of the heat damage, and she looks like she's been in front of a like normally she's pretty pale. Normally she's pretty pale, but she's basically been in the tanning booth, for way too long. It looks like that, kind of frazzled hair, maybe singed at the tips here, and very kind of very, maybe call it sunburn, but definitely heat burn on her face.
Yeah,
it hurts. But from that, she remembered, it's like, oh, I need my fireball back, and just the amount of heat that came off the Remorhaz, she remembered writing down the spell in her previous spell book, and it's like, oh shit, now I remember, and rewrites down the fireball in her spell book, so it got that back. But also with level 8, with the amount of time that we've been spending up in this cold weather, she's developed a tactic and a way to actually deal cold damage to those creatures that are resistant to cold damage. So now, because the majority of Blandina's combat spells are cold based, so now all of her cold damage is will penetrate cold resistant creatures, and they'll take the full cold damage. Not immune, but so ignores resistance to cold, and if I roll a 1 on a damage die, it deals 2 for cold damage.
So, just like anybody heading to a real spicy range day, you guys came out of this and you all skilled up a little bit. You all buckle down your kit a little bit tighter, and you move maybe your med pouch to the side to get a little bit more quick action. You leveled up through your experiences. You've realized through this combat how to get through things, to reach your target a little bit better. Same with a barbarian. Torn King is sitting there as well, gripping his axe of warning that's not glowing, by the way, and working with the owl bear too, chill glaze. I think if he does have any speaking roles, Charm, I think are you running that? Did you get the go ahead on that one?
No.
He asked, he was like, I think Charm's gonna play my character, and I was like,
what? He never brought that up to me. He's here.
Oh, he's here.
Speak of the devil.
That was a great entrance.
Did that just go bloop? Did the cameras just bloop?
That was amazing.
It did, but that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it was everything was unexpected. I'm sorry, man.
No, it's okay. It's okay. That's how the number one thing that we have
had a little situation, so everything's good.
Okay.
I'm just trying. I should have did this before. But go ahead. I'm here. What's up?
Okay, all right. Okay. I'll not talk to Blandina for a second, as Blandina is just like going through her spell book, like she dropped her pen, and she's scrambling to try to fix the screens now. So Torn King, everybody just kind of went around the campfire and discussed how they leveled up, just as you comfortably want to pop in. Speaking, go for it. So just go ahead, set yourself up. Torn King's off to the side, kind of re-wrapping his battle axe, getting more grip tape on there and things like that. Harshnag is interestingly enough as we kind of go through this, you see him on like a piece of birch bark, just furiously scribbling out a map, and I'm going to send it to you guys in what do we call it? Steel Team 6. I'm going to send it to you guys in there. I drew this today, so forgive me for how heinous
Nice.
this is.
Nah, that's great, man. I love
That's
it.
just those stick figures, those are trees. But you know,
Oh.
Harshnag, he's using a piece of coal, like a branch, right? He reaches into the fire, and you know, like there's a little bit of coal, and he's using that on the birch bark to try to draw you guys a map. If you want to put it into the Behold Miniatures thing, that's fine as well. But he hands this to you, and he looks at you, you know, gravely, like, I'm sorry. If you must go, I will stay here at the Eye. And you know, basically he wants to you know, stay outside the Eye and make sure that no nefarious creatures get in there in the meantime, right? Like he's just gonna park outside as a frost giant and just, you know, sunbathe. Or you know, it's super cold anyways. Actually, to totally recant, it is the summer in the spine of the world, but you guys are pretty far up there. But there's your map. Whenever so Skylar, I dropped it in the
Are we the X?
Yeah, you're the X with the circle. Hey, you're asking him. So Vokath, you're like, we're the X? Yes, I draw X where I of All Father is. I'm not sure if I spelled Mirabar right. And this is real Tim's handwriting when I'm hastily writing on my lap, trying to do laundry and things like that today. So this is what you get. You get what you get. You don't throw a fit. Oh, that's the grandfather tree. Yeah, so that's grandfather tree there. And he kind of orients you to the map, to Belial. And he points Belial here. And he points like Chief Guff tribe used to be here. Chief Guff was killed by Noinek and the Revengers, a very, very strong leader who is a half-gnome, well-spoken leader of these other guys, and they destroyed Chief Guff as she was moving towards Waterdeep. Belial there, and he points. And he's like, the grifters of Everland were from there. And he points at the map.
As a half Yuan-Ti, half drow, when he hears about a half gnome, Savathor asks, what is the other half?
I'm sorry, deep gnome. My bad.
Oh, okay.
Deep gnome, right? Yeah, my bad. Yeah, I try my best, you know.
Yeah.
We're having a good time. I'm trying my best. Yeah. No, he's half a this big, half a guy.
He's half a guy.
Yeah, he's a little gnome.
That's funny.
I will leave you in the morning. I think I will head back. It has been great. I hope you return soon.
Can I insight check that?
Sure.
He never wants to see us again.
22.
Damn.
I mean, it's the Eye of the Allfather, right? Like, it's a really important place for giants, and like now that.
But does he actually want to see us again?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, of course.
Okay, I'm encouraged by that.
Yeah. I will keep the pesky little dragon out of there. And definitely not eat the horse that's up there, because I would never do that.
Right.
I mean, if you're hungry.
Maybe. Well, you never know. I don't want it to go to waste. And he pats Savathor, you know.
I nod and I say the Yuan-Ti way is to eat the living, so might as well eat the dead.
What?
Skibbity.
Oh, fuck that shit.
Did you already level me up?
I don't even know how to use Gen Alpha, but we're going to try our best here. Sigma.
You already leveled me up, right?
I don't think we leveled you.
Hey, there's the map, everybody. If you want to see my fantastic artistic skills.
Did anyone level Tori?
No, I've not.
What level is everybody at? 9.
Eight.
Eight.
Yeah, somebody. Oh, I must have did it 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you showed up as level 8, and I was in. You popped in. You know when you did, and I was like, sounds
All
good.
good. All good.
Yeah, that's like it was too difficult to unpack midstream.
Yeah.
You know,
All right.
so there we are. He, sits back and begins to rest himself. He's eaten some dried meats, some salted meats that are about, yay big, and he's just kind of, he puts out some food over the fire as well and makes you guys a delicious frost giant meal, and he preps to go to sleep. You guys look down and probably about like 500 more feet down this giant staircase that zigzags down to the base of the mountain. But you guys are kind of on a cool lit area where maybe giants came up and rested here naturally, right? So there's cool outcroppings where you could sit there.
We take a long rest in this spot last time, right, when we came up, right?
Yep, absolutely. Yep. So if you guys want to take a long rest, you guys can rest. If you guys want to do anything else, you can. Let me know. Going around the room.
Vindication for Jeremy. Long rest.
Let me find the long rest button. One moment.
Yeah. Two, you guys kind of drift off into, you guys looking at the fire. You guys are pulling, your respective guard duties. The axe of warning's kind of chilling there. Tori, the Torn King, the owl bear kind of assumes a strong position, yet still allows you to kind of rest up against it, and there's heat going back and forth between the two of you, and you fall, you fall asleep if you want to. Same with you, Salvatore, kind of watching the fire kind of crackling, and you drift off into sleep, and as you do fall asleep, you have a pretty vivid dream, maybe trauma induced or whatever, from the adrenaline coming down from sleeping. You still see the islands right away, like as you get the REM NREM,
Yeah.
situation, as you're on the cusp of like sleep paralysis kind of sleep before you wake up. You're kind of sitting there seeing the fire go, and you see images of like a ship, right, being run by Yanti in their various developed forms.
Okay.
Whether they're a what is it, Malmaison or whatever,
Right.
like around this ship, and you see like a symbol that is just, it is not as good as you would expect. It's like a trident with a snake kind of flowing through it, with like in your instead of East Indies Company, it's CA in this thing, and you're not sure what it is, but it's written in Yuan-Ti symbols for what your C is and your A is. You're seeing this ship traveling and creating trade and marauding hapless civilian merchants and whatnot. It fades, it goes to a macro level, and you see this massive rolling kind of tide. Then you see that it is like very cylindrical, like a snake, massive, as you see this thing coil around the entire Sword Coast, and you see its lengths move, dipping down to places like Chalt, and swirling around. And you can tell as it just like it kind of has like these cool fluttering how would you describe them? Just like I don't want to say like a mane, but what you would call like that creature from Jurassic Park that spits.
Like
You
a
know what I
crest.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got one of these things, and it kind of looks up to you, and you can feel it offering some sort of, not necessarily like a deal, but like you get this power, like a calling towards whatever this thing is. It dips back into the water and kind of moves away as you reach and you kind of pull back from whatever this beast was. You wake up, it is, still foggy where you're in the mountains, like where the clouds are kind of settled just above where you guys are at. Like the clouds are sitting at 700 feet or whatever up into this mountain. And you come to, but it's a very vivid dream about you're thinking about your destiny or whatever, and in this picture you saw something like something you may or may not have seen before based on how your backstory works.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. I recognize that as Jormungandr, a world serpent.
100%.
Yep. But it's been so long since I've seen the mosaic and the reliefs where my birth mother had raised me in the temple which she served, an unpopular temple amidst the Yuan-Ti. It'd be like remembering the place that your parents worked as a 5-year-old, that the fogginess of the memory where you feel small. Already the statues were so huge that to return to them would probably not diminish the scope of their size. And I am waking up, flexing my fingers, releasing the tension of my jaw, spitting out or swallowing, as the case may be, depending on who's up, the venom that no doubt my fangs have produced in the tension of the night. And I will kind of look and see if other people are as early morning risers as Savathor is.
You all wake up. Yeah, you wake up because of this weird sleep paralysis kind of stuff where like you couldn't move, but yet you're kind of seeing in the fire. You wake up, the fire's kind of died down, but it's still not very bright. And after a few moments, the owlbear kind of shakes off some snow, and which wakes up Torn King, which wakes up Vokath, which eventually Blandina, you know what I mean? Like, kind of wakes up as well. And you guys are sitting there around the campfire, fully rested, and level 8. The map's there, and you notice that Harshnag is kitted up, and you see him about 3 steps up, which is probably about a couple 100 feet away, and he does a big wave. You've got the map, he explained to it, and you see him kind of head back up the mountain, and it gets really quiet, and it's just the 4 of you.
I'm gonna hand Blandina the not Stanley cup filled with magic bean juice, warmed with magic, and just say I have charmed many creatures. I can't yet fathom the skill it took to meet that thing's eye to eye and hold its gaze and save our lives. I don't have anything of value yet, being apart from my trading company and the trade routes. When we get back to a major city, I will, of course, show you the depth of my gratitude for saving my life and the others, I'm sure, but I know you value this. And in the cold wasteland of these mountains, a hot drink in such a fine, well-crafted, non-franchise associated mug, I'm sure is its own reward.
I have so many of those mugs inside this house. I don't know how
You have
every week a new big dumb cup arrives into but there's gnomes or something that just bring them into the house. They're pink and they're magenta and they're
Gnomes, not your relatives who live with you. Gnomes.
Yeah.
Well, first off, completely taken aback by Saboteur, coming up.
Yeah.
I'm disheveled, and it's like, oh, I can't be seen like this, and just immediately prestidigitation, make myself look perfect.
Dude, that would save hours of lives. Hours. That's amazing.
It's like,
My face.
I'm presentable. and thank you. I need like 3 more of these. But thank you so much. And don't worry about it. You know what? It is, I only want to help my team. I also want to better myself, but if bettering myself helps you guys, that's all that matters. And figuring out this stuff that's going on with the Giants, like it's mind-boggling. But you don't have to repay me. Don't you worry, sir.
Oh, new blade. I like this. Well, that's icy Blandita.
I can charm you. Charm.
I will mention that I've learned a new spell, and I will bring it up to everyone and say it is a hypnotic pattern of incredible potency. When enemies are no doubt converging on us in great number, I will use this, and I will tell you all not to look when I cast the spell. Otherwise, you might be most assuredly caught in the thrall of the beautiful magic woven through the air.
Nice.
We need to do better.
Blandina is right here.
Such losses cannot be
I was gonna say, Bocat,
permitted.
You want to finish that sentence?
We need to do better. So if your spells help in that regard, I don't lose.
That's right.
I understand that a hammer is to a nail what a hammer can never be to anything else. And when all you have is a hammer, everything may look like a nail. But we will adapt together and be other tools to augment your strength as the hammer. I have not fought alongside you and Torn in a very long time. But now I'm ready to adapt to your strengths and support you all.
You can see Vokath trying to work through your hammer analogy in his head, and his 8 intelligence is not bringing it together. But he's quiet for the time.
That's a hell of a dumb stat. Goodness gracious.
So I'm gonna stand up and walk over to Vokath, who I imagine is sitting with legs both just right out in front of him, and I imagine that his torso height is probably about as tall as I am standing, and I'm just gonna walk up to him and grab.
Because standing I would be just over 7 feet. So yeah, I have a fair bit of.
So I'm gonna stand right in front of you, grab your chin, and go, Vokath, you may think we lost that fight, but we all got out of there alive, which means it's a win. It's a win. Take it as that. Your foe hammer may not have struck as hard as you wanted to, but it struck hard enough for us to get out of there. Think of it like that. We are alive to fight again another day.
This is good stuff.
I am finding I need to think a lot here.
And then I slap him. And then walk away.
He just paused for a moment, lets the slap sink in, and then like a big grin slowly creeps across his face. Yes.
Mind you, my unarmed strike does 0 damage. Always, it does 0 damage.
It doesn't matter. You're brave in the attempt. I appreciate that. Little elf girl.
We should break camp. Move
Where are
with
we
haste
going?
and I look at the map, to where this Chiefess Ga was killed, this region.
We need to
Where
go
the
south to Bellyard to find a
Yes.
porcelain mask. But I think we should make our way to Mirabar first and restock. Maybe find
I
some
have
mounts.
business in Mirabar. That will serve me well.
Mirabar.
Let's see. Torn King, do a perception check as you're listening to these guys and kind of sitting back and they're discussing things, slapping each other.
Slapping each other. As one does.
As one does. Like,
Don't judge my love language.
That's a 3, my man.
a 3?
Wait, 7.
Okay. Yeah. So, you missed that one. But I will say, as things do get closer, yeah, I'll say like you miss the a solid reaction time, but like you do hear wood like from above you, and then you hear and you hear this, you look up, you start seeing in the cloud above you just like a dark like blob, kind of like a big darkness in the cloud, and then a ladder, like a caving ladder, just falls out of like like the mist, the fog just drops down off to your, just like off the cliff
Towards me.
not towards the party, but I'll say, you know what I mean, since I was timing this or whatever.
I was lost in thought. I took
Because
that.
you're just staring at this and you see you see nothing but old mountain, stone, giant craft, trees, nature, a ladder, on hempen rope, just drops out of the cloud.
Okay. Can I use, like, it's heading towards the party?
It's just sitting there, stationary, about a foot away.
Okay, I warn everybody. I warn the party. Look. Tell everybody, look. Yeah.
Okay.
Do y'all see that?
If there's just a ladder like hanging from nowhere, I'm grabbing my hammer.
Okay.
And preparing for battle.
I activate
I want to roll out of the way.
I'm going to activate my
like,
ion stone and mage armor.
Gentlemen, just because it's a ladder does not mean we have to escalate things so severely.
We're not
Well done.
We're not escalating anything. We're just waiting to see what comes out of here.
A man just basically grabbed his Desert Eagle of a weapon. All right.
I look at you and I'm like, I say, with everything we just been through, you think that's not a threat as well?
I mean, I haven't been threatened by furniture since the unfortunate garish selling of antiques from oh God, what's the place from Baldur's Gate?
Ooh.
Oh man.
But I will say this: we can take steps to avoid danger.
Yeah, like roll out of the way.
Is it approaching us? Like, is it
hanging there?
Just hanging there?
Yep.
I'm gonna climb the ladder.
Okay.
Really? I ask you, what are you doing?
Are you up? Are you going?
I'm just
I,
gonna
I
talk to you like you are him. What are you doing?
As you start
What are you
climbing
doing?
up, you see the bottom of a boat, a pretty large ship. As you're going up, you see the wood of the keel of what looks like a ship of some sorts, with like fastened skis on the bottom of it, like it was built for this area. As you kind of climb up, you see that there is a bit of like an opening. Salvador's up there. Anybody going as Salvador? I'm giving
I
you.
look. I'll say. I will answer
Yeah,
the questions.
I'm not gonna let him go by himself.
Yeah, I'll say this. I'll say. Caution does not become us. We've already strayed too far away from a path that I think we should be on, and at this point, I have prayed and I have had dreams. My dreams say thus: wherever a ship is, there is our horizon.
Okay. Dun, 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 dun,
That
dun,
silver tongue man gonna get us killed, bro.
There's no
I
ship.
say that.
It's
like
a ladder.
Torn King gets on the next one, and you go up. This is about 50 feet high as you get up to the Salvador is still going. Blandina and Vokath, you're staying down. You see them disappear up into the cloud, right?
And
but you see the rope ladder kind of moving like so.
You know what? I'm a wizard. I'm not touching this thing. I'm going to cast fly and then fly up.
Cast it, and you go up.
Yeah.
You travel up a little bit, and you kind of move. Are you going up, Vokath?
He's holding on to it.
Oh, he's holding. I love this. So you cast fly, you move it a little bit. You see your friends climbing up, just bolt. Salvador's like, I see a ladder. I do ladders. This is one of my vices. I see a ladder. I climb a ladder.
I'm on a 12-step program
Torn
for
King's just kind of
ladders.
traveling up behind his buddy because you know what I mean. Like no one gets in a bar fight alone. You know what I mean? Like I don't care whose side's on whose side. If you puke, I puke, and he goes up there too. But you just like very elegantly, and I don't want to say demure because that's being overused on the internets right now, but you float up, and as you climb up, the mist, the fog kind of dissipates a little bit. You guys were in a little bit of a thicker part where you were at. You climb up and you see this huge red balloon attached to a decent size like skiff, like a galleon sized ship. Okay, this thing's got a couple decks. You're seeing the ports on the side, where someone could look out. There's 3 or 4 ports with a big, like there's like an eagle of some sort on the front of it. We'll go to I don't know which cam you're on Krista cam already.
How close is Salvatore to me?
You're probably 10 feet behind him. He just darted. You took a second.
I tell him to wait, and I try to grab him and put him on my back.
Oh, he's out. If he doesn't want you to catch him, he's out.
You're hearing the Jack Sparrow theme song at this point from Pirates of the Caribbean. As you can hear me kind of playing a tune while very expertly going up a ladder without my hands while playing the lute, and just saying, it may not be a red flag, but it's a red balloon, and that's just fine for me.
Can you go to camera, Tim Cam? Dear sweet Skylar,
Done.
you're flying.
What's the name is that in, by the way? I know where it's at. Never mind. No, I don't. Is it in Steel Team 6?
What's that?
The Zoom link.
We didn't do a Zoom link. Sorry.
I'll send it. I'll send it.
Hey,
yeah, but I'm just watching it on Twitch.
Everybody's jobbing. We're doing our best. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're good. I just
trying.
I came in running, man. So I'm setting up as we go.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Let's see. All right. So there you go. You keep climbing up and you see this, big red balloon. And you see this furnace, on top of the main deck, right? And you see 5 or 6 individuals. They're all clad the same. They're wearing these black robes that have streamers coming down their back, and they're wearing these black masks. That are like almost like masquerade masks. You can do your own checks if you want, and they've got daggers off to their side. And as you pop up, you see one of the masks with like longer scarlet hair step back, grab a scroll, and you just starts like reading. You hear say, "We come to you on behalf of the great Ashardalon, the great dragon of the north. Ashardalon offers you this vessel and our services as a gift, so that you may cross his vast dominion while avoiding the many perils of the land below. War against the giants is inevitable, but the great dragon commands you forge ahead and face your destiny. The ordering of the giants is broken, and they are not united. Slay their leaders, and you may yet prevail. If you succeed in quelling the giant threat, Ashardalon bids you come to his hidden veil so that you can reap the reward of bravery." And then puts it off to the side as you guys, like, someone clasps your hand with like weird like finger, like metal finger claw thingies, and you see the filigree of dragons all over like these, weird, like, imagine it's like a Coke scooper, you know what I mean? Like grabs you and like pulls you into this ship. I don't know what's the proper term, chat, for Coke scooper. You know what I'm saying?
Like a ring claw.
Yeah, like ring claw stuff, but you get the sense that they're really into incense too. These are very cultish cults. You see on the front, it looks like a harpoon, and on the back is a sweet looking ballista. Everything's got dragon filigree to it. And you kind of get up to the top and you see they're not, the four of them, these cultists keep walking around in these black robes. Yeah, they look like they've got like red robes with, they're black robes with red trim on it. Sorry, I gave too much. But
can I do a history or religion check or whatever I need to do?
Clear that for me.
Can I hear them? Can I hear talking above me through the cloud?
Oh, this person boomed this voice like they are a cadet in the Corps.
I'll climb up then.
Okay.
Nice. I got a 22 on this. I want to know Ashardalon, the dragon motifs. I want to know the threat level, the zealotry, the alliances and enemies.
Okay. So you're not very strong Harper yet, but you do have...
Oh, not Harper at all. Not going Harper.
Oh, not yet. Yeah, but your dad knows a lot from Bregan de Aerith, right? As he was trying to skip around, not being involved in the tyranny of dragons and Tiamat Rising, dragon cultists were everywhere. There were battles with these, and you're seeing some pretty high, very clean cut, good uniformed cultists of a red dragon that weren't often used in the Well of Dragons in the Great War. Ashardalon had just recently done an attack in Phandalin itself, trying to, what you overheard, kill its likeness on this plane. Being successful, came from the plane of fire, right? And Ashardalon, is an ancient dragon trying to become a great one.
Yeah.
So like way, you know what I mean? Like a potential
seeking immortality
for a warlock level. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
But yeah, so Ashardalon was in a bit of the last campaign. I use Ashardalon, but because I just think Ashardalon's badass.
I think he's badass as well. I want to use him in the future. He's cool. Yeah.
You can when you know what I mean when you're running one of the campaign offshoots here. So you get the sense that this you see now, knowing this, you look up and you see it's built of dragon hide, even red dragon hide. And stained. Ashardalon does not mess around, and this is one of his, one of his limos that he kicks out. You look kind of closely at this furnace as everybody kind of gets up there, and they all, like bring you up onto this deck, like You're at their beck and call. This furnace. Wait, go ahead.
I was going to ask, because just for visual representation, do they see and treat me any differently with the blue dragon full plate I'm wearing?
They have.
I'm wearing blue dragon scales.
You get the sense from your check, they're on orders right now. It doesn't matter who's on here, they're on orders. You know what I mean? Like,
right. What I should say, because I'm seeing a dragon's corpse on the ship, essentially being used, like the skin of the ship being like this blimp, as I understand it, for the furnace.
Yep.
They're totally cool, unlike usual dragon worshippers with like usually it's on site if someone's got like dragon anything. These guys are clearly they don't subscribe.
Yeah. Nope. I mean, sure, for the flavor of it, there's a little bit of like a cringe, but you get the sense that like what the level is you're doing, you didn't see it. So you get this immediate sense that these dudes are on task to you.
Yep.
You also get the sense that, these dudes are evil, like straight up evil. So they would kill you on sight anyways.
Yeah.
But there you are.
Who am I speaking to? Captain or cult leader?
Yeah. So, you hear, as you can see through the mask a little bit, as she identifies herself as Dragonwing Delphine.
Delphine. A pleasure to meet your most magical acquaintance here in the skies above the spine of the world. I am Savathor Bainray, CEO of Silver Fang Trading Company, and I am the least impressive amongst my company, but they are warriors with their own reputations and introductions to be made themselves. Thank you for this extension of a Chardalon's generosity. I, of course, am wearing a most fashionable version of one of his enemies, no doubt.
She just kind of looks. She's like, the blue dragons mean nothing to us with the great power of a Chardalon.
Yes, I think his name was Dolce Gabbana. I can't remember.
Gabbana. But you get the sense that they're like the quarters are below. Where would you like to go? That don't mean to rhyme, but there's a lot of snow.
That's her voice.
Yeah. I mean, she's rough. You can tell she's got some scars, some burns. Her hands are burnt up. Like you can see that. She takes this Cult of the Dragon stuff pretty serious.
I'll say, I'm enjoying the view up here just fine, and keeping an eye on her mask.
Yeah.
But allow my friends to introduce themselves.
Blendine, are you getting on the ship?
So right now, as he's talking to her, I'm floating off the side of the ship, just wind blowing in my hair, looking not ominous, looking amazing, but also looking
imperious.
Like
that Torn King, you get up there as well. They kind of step back a little bit, and they offer you the Roman handshake to get you on, and then like another cultist grabs you as well and brings you up onto.
I would like to smack their hand away and climb up myself.
Hey, I like that. That's sick.
Is that okay?
So is a Chardalon like a multi-plane, multi-realm creature? Would a Chardalon have any hold in Kryn?
Well, I can't see the map, man.
Yeah, I mean you can roll your own check as well.
Yeah, baby.
So that's a 21 to history check.
Oh yeah, Kryn.
It's working.
Yep.
What does a Chardalon have? Any relations with Takesis?
All you know that is in Kryn, a Chardalon was killed by a red dragon.
Takesis?
And now,
Takesis?
Well, I mean, Same. You get the sense that Takesis, Tiamat, planar travel and stuff like that. Potential, same. But like that like it's all about trying to mate. You know what I mean with the all powerful Queen of Dragons.
So
So
they're
is she-
simps. They're just big dragon simps.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Gotcha. I'm going to keep my guard up, but I will fly onto the ship onto a position that is advantageous to me.
Yep. There's one cultist at like what looks like a rudder, at a helm, and one cultist sitting at the ballista, one near the harpoon up front, just kind of messing with ropes, cleaning things up, but they seem to be busy about the ship. Delphine, is kind of standing there in the NPC mode of like, every time you click on her, like, where are we headed? But you can ask her anything. Tornkin, you're up there as well. You clapped away his hand, and they just kind of snarl a little bit, and then head down. He opens up a hatch behind this big furnace, and then head down, and one of those like grated kind of things just like kind of closes.
When he's, I'm sorry.
Let's keep it interesting, because I have kids in the background and whatnot. So for some reason, that battle we just had is really messing with me, and I'm starting to have memories of my childhood and growing up in my village and my family and whatnot, and they just keep coming and going. Like I hear babies crying and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I'm like extremely annoyed right now. I just come up and I don't really say anything. I mean mug every single person on this ship.
Yeah.
I don't trust it. And I'm looking at Sabathor and I'm like, bro, what are we doing right now?
Yeah, I'll see this guy snarl at Torn, and I'll say, slipping into his old self, you're talking to my guy all wrong. Do it again, and I'm gonna shave your face with your own furnace.
He just kind of looks
and I'm gonna eat your remains.
you and just he looks at you and he's like aye, and then he opens it up and then closes it like he takes orders for a Shardalon.
For a Shardalon, yes. I lean into Torn and to say, well, we've gleaned the interest of what we call a dangerous behind the curtain investor, a powerful multiplanar dragon who is looking for what all dragons seek, the attention of their goddess and immortality and whatnot, but they are offering a chance to help us to kill a mutual enemy, which are really any and all giants. They're giving us, looks like, expedited transportation in the form of an airship. You don't have to suffer these fanatics any longer than one airship ride in length, which should be, according to my calculations, how long should it be to get to Mirbar, I guess is the destination?
Yeah, I will say by... Oh, Mirabar? You want to go to Mirabar on the ship?
That's what Blandina had mentioned.
That's where we were going to go by foot.
Okay. Okay, so this has changed that.
If we have a chance to get to Belyard in this airship, we should just go for Belyard.
In that case, I'll say,
I would think.
How long of an airship ride is it to a Belyard as the crow flies?
It looks like it's fairly long.
There's actually a chart, and you guys probably know this. What is it next to? It's next to... It's close to... So that's what? I'll follow to 260... I'll say a 10-day. We'll say it'll take about a 10-day to get down there.
Yeah. I'll say Yes, I'll say 10 days, half a score of nights, I'd say. Yes. Torn, we've got to play nice long enough, or if you feel like your honor demands retribution, I'm not going to stop you from shedding blood.
At this particular point, I don't give a damn about honor. I care about getting this done and keeping my companions safe. So, but any one of these cats get out of line, they're gonna die. And throwing them overboard, and we'll just take the ship.
I'm sure they're keenly aware of that possibility and perhaps have prepared that much. I will say this. I know enough about them to know that they would deserve it. I also know enough that it would be like fighting a hydra. Two heads perhaps will replace the one we cut off and will be in stolen merchandise, which in my line of work is just bad business. But as I said before, I'm not going to stop you. I might even help you.
We'll play it your way for now.
Well, all smiles then as I turn around and say, the Merchant of Mercies and many smiles is happy to be aboard. And I look to my other companions.
Yeah, Vocath, you come up as well. You're up there and you're seeing them talking, and Torn King is kind of, brooding off to the side, and you kind of pop up there. You instantly see this big furnace as well, and you see there's like swirling fire in it, and like you kind of look, you see a hand inside of it, and then the hand kind of goes up underneath and like outstretches underneath the furnace, this big fiery hand, and the balloon kind of expands a little bit, and you can feel it kind of go up just like 2 or 3 feet, as it's like, hot air balloon ballasting. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like it's doing balloon stuff. But you get the sense that the cultists are walking around minding their own business. Delphine kind of goes up and stands over top the forecastle, and just kind of like looks down, like waiting to find out, the initial heading.
And due south towards Belyard. What does this Chardalon want with us?
Oh, there's words. There's words. And as they mentioned per my email, you hear him say, I'm just kidding. It just, Chardalon doesn't want to see the giants go into power. Chardalon doesn't want she's got a real gruff voice, she's like, Chardalon doesn't want, you can tell she's got a big slice on her neck, she's got a bad bar fight. I'm just going with whatever voice I picked. Chardalon does not want this any other of these nasty giants to take charge and throw off whatever balance there is there. There's a vacuum of dragons in the world. We don't want the giants and the dragons creating problems with each other. It's just a balance thing, you can tell.
Well, where are we going?
So it sounds like we do have a common interest, oddly.
Very, very stern face. Like, we're on strict orders from the great Chardalon. We're at your service. And
Then
they, bow their
Then
heads.
make way to Belyard.
To Belyard. And they, you see the guy just like turning it over, and you hear, he looks down inside of a grate, and you hear this big, like a whoosh from behind it as well, like a wind coming out the back of this thing, and the flame hand goes up, and this thing kind of turns off to the what is it, to the port side, heading south, and then just breaks. You can kind of see the clouds of the spine of the world, for a few moments, kind of just go away as you see summer ahead of you, and like the cold air kind of like brush off after, you know what I mean, like a few minutes, and you can look and you can see these massive snow-peaked mountains behind you. Go ahead, Torm.
Can I do like a check to see who looks like a rookie?
Yes.
Which check would that be? Perception?
Sure. Yeah.
All right. I'm looking for a rookie on the ship.
Okay.
That is a 12.
You hear someone, they're talking, and you keep hearing like, "Wake Zalthea up. She's always sleeping in." And they're kind of complaining about Zalthea, down below decks, trying to get her on shift. Yeah. That's as rookie as you can get. What you gain is like someone who's not in the most amount of favor.
Okay. All right. I'll keep it. What's this? Did I hear a name? I don't.
Zalthea.
Okay. All right. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sort of out of character, just a question. So we were told the mask is in Belliard, or the mask was at Grudhog with the death with Guh.
So the Oracle said it was moved from where Guh was
to Belliard,
where the spot is. It is a sort of like, I have the conch now. I am the new chieftain.
I gotcha. Okay. I'm looking at the map and I was like, did we need to go to Grudhog because that's where it was, or was it in Belliard?
No. Yeah, this place kind of moved off. They said, look for somber music.
Gotcha. Okay. I just wanted to clear that up.
But yeah, it starts getting really warm as it's summertime in the Sword Coast, and there you are, kind of paused-ish in your first hour to day, depending on how you guys like to travel. You're on this ship, for the first hour. You see them very busily, the guy that's on the ballista, he stays up, and he's sitting next to Delphine, who's, she's got some sort of rudder thing, but it doesn't necessarily, it connects to the rudder, but you can see that there's some sort of contraption below her. And then, cultists go up and down this staircase in front of this big furnace as well. But they, after their initial greeting, it's just like 2 or 3 people on the top deck. The rest of them kind of just go downstairs.
Did I miss anything?
Not really. We're heading towards Belliard, and we're heading towards Belliard, and I don't know that it sounds like a Chardalon. I don't know. I'll let you know. They said a Chardalon basically just wants to keep the balance of doesn't want the giants to upset the balance of power between the dragons and the giants, and he sees that the disruption of the ordning is going to disrupt that balance. So it sounds like we have a common goal in this, which is disconcerting, obviously. Dealing with a what is a Chardalon? Lawful evil? Chaotic evil?
Yeah, super lawful evil. I'm
Lawful
guessing.
evil.
Yeah.
So while I don't necessarily like having to ally myself with an ancient dragon such as a Charlatan. It seems beneficial to us.
I will say
In the
this in a hushed whisper, kind of just conferring with you. Torn has made it known that he'll do anything to be alongside his companions in safety and security, but as he said it, if these cats step out of line, he'll throw them over the edge. And we should be most certainly prepared to support him in that. And I want you to know that if there's a boundary that is being crossed by association with anyone as uncouth as the evil, I'm not opposed to a course of action that feels most righteous. And I have a feeling Vokath, on a conversation piece of righteous, has his own moral compass, and where the hammer swings, I will also follow.
It's not so much, I wouldn't say so much it's a crossing a line of sorts. It's a, we need to be on our toes with this. Yeah, they are definitely on our side for now.
No, they're on their side.
Yeah, they're on their,
And
it's like they're on their side, but they're on our side at the moment.
yes.
We just need to be ready at all times in case anything happens.
All
So
right.
the one with the kind of
am I
split yell-
around?
What's that?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. What were we
No,
saying?
you. No.
I'm in the conversation, or did I walk away or something?
Oh, you're there. Yeah, your ship
So
is
I
only.
tell Blandina, I say, and this is nothing against you outside of game, bro. But I tell Blandina, I say, you know nothing. They'll use us to their advantage, and then they will turn on us. You need to
Vokath
be
laughs.
I look at Torn. I go, Torn. I know more about these dragons, and I know more about their history than you will ever know. I know exactly what's going on here.
Torn does an intimidation stare down. Doesn't work.
Only if Blandino wants to be intimidated. We don't do PvP.
I'm not
No,
intimidated.
no, not a roll,
Yeah.
but like a what do you call it? Like we lock eyes. You know what I mean? And I'm assuming Blandina seeing how fierce Blandina is, Blandina locks eyes as well and stands her ground, right? Or no?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
That's what I'm doing.
Torn softens. Torn definitely softens. No, I wasn't trying to do PvP. I would have asked to roll.
No, this was an intelligence. Like, trust me, I am much older than you. I may look young, but I guarantee you I know more about these dragons and their history and what they're capable of doing than you'll ever know.
Okay.
I know exactly what's going on here. That's why we need to be on our toes and ready for anything at any point. Whether or
Yes.
not they seem to be on our side at the moment.
Torn accepts it.
And then, go ahead.
I say,
Sorry.
and to that point, I am understanding enough as well of the history to know that while Ashardalon's power is being invested in us, as long as the results are the same, mutual enemies, these giants being dealt with, the death of these crew members will only be a mark of their incompetency in his eyes. So
Agreed.
keep in mind, we're not going to likely rock the boat by throwing people overboard until the moment we stop acting in alignment to what a Ashardalon wants. He sees us short-lived races as playthings. Most things his age do. He is a patron-level power. We do not want to cross him, but everyone else, we can step directly across on our way, any which way we need to, I think.
Agreed. Does anybody else ever speak or understand Draconic?
I do, but I'm sure everyone here does, as that's their cult.
Well, I only say that. Listen. Keep your ears up. and listen in case anybody starts speaking Draconic, thinking that we're not going to understand them.
Tempest blesses both sides of the battlefield, friends. We need only stand on the side that's going to win.
They
Fair
don't really
enough.
talk the cultists either.
That's
They're
fair.
kind of
That's fair. It's
they're
just
very-
understanding that this is a very draconic thing. It's like just for also
these
for
are
you.
100% dickheads though.
Yeah, but this is more for you, Tim, to know that there are people on the ship that understand draconic. So if conversations, so if conversations do happen, we will be able to. If we hear it, we will be able to understand it.
Okay. Let me know if you want to roll for those. We'll do an overarching one. If it's low, you can miss some things and pick some stuff up in the next few days, as I always do. Your 20 that you got, off your history check. What I like to do with 20s, if it's a 25, like everything for if you roll a 25 nature, that forest by the back of your hand. You know what I mean? For a long period of time. 30 is like forever, ever. Right? So rolling a 20, you've heard of this ship before. You know a lot about a Chardalon, and you're getting the sense that if these dudes are his, limo drivers, these dudes are probably on some pretty strict orders. You don't see them converse that much at all, other than it's tie this down, do what they're very good at, keeping the ship running straight.
They
Gotcha.
said the dragon would give us a boon, right?
Yes. As soon as you've set. I want to see if I know this. As soon as you've solved, the issue and righted the ordning, the great Chardalon bids you welcome to Ashvale. Ashenvale sounds cool. We'll call it Ashenvale.
All right.
Interesting. Well,
You know enough, Savathor, that there is sure. You know what I mean? A Chardalon is gonna totally give you 500 gold pieces at the end of this thing. But right now, you get the sense that you're a weapon. You're being weaponized for a Chardalon. 100%. You know what I mean? There is a vacuum of dragons. He'd rather not let giants come back into power.
Right. I understand that perfectly. And Savathor is right now plotting and planning his play in the mix to keep the balance on the back foot for anything that's evil. So he's for his companions who've known him a while, which you all I would say have known him a fair bit of time. Blandina the most recently, and yet probably chronologically the least. But you can see that look in his eye, where every step that he takes on the ship, he's absorbing information, he's making observations, and he's keenly looking to take advantage of those who are trying to take advantage of us.
Yep.
To do the classic reversal at any moment.
Yep. You guys are all making these assessments. Hey, Artemis, haven't seen you in a while. Hey, buddy.
hey, Artemis.
You're getting the sense, you guys are all in the initial phase of your first hour or so on this ship, as it's trying to pick up its steam. It's starting to climb up a little bit to a certain altitude where it's not going to get rocked by anything literally from the ground. You can't really see anything but a large forest in front of you. and then some like rolling hills off to your right. A river that you crossed earlier is in front of you. Probably you'll make it by the day. Who we got? Who do you got?
Lord Gasamba with a party of 73 peeps popping in.
What?
Holy guacamole. Thanks, Jay. What a sweetheart. Really appreciate it. And I'll try
Welcome,
not
Raiders.
to completely
Wow.
be garbage, and here I'll grift for your follows. Give us your follows, please.
Give us your dead, your follows.
Yeah. Awesome. Wow. Holy guacamole. I don't know what to do. So everybody just popped in. We're in Storm King's Thunder, and they just got onto a red dragon cultist's Zeppelin.
Yep. A red Zeppelin.
Yeah, it's
A red
galleon, a red Zeppelin. Oh,
We climbed
Okay.
a ladder to heaven to get here.
okay. So I'm gonna wipe off the name of this thing. It was the Emberwing. It is now the Red Zeppelin. I love it.
Yes.
Well done.
All right.
Yes.
I am plotting to absolutely overtake this thing.
This is great.
Speaking of which, I was hoping in that hour that you were kind of describing what we were doing, I am looking at how this thing is powered, and if it's a magical or mechanical. If it's magical, definitely delving into observing that closely.
Okay, so before you do any checks, you're noticing. Thank you so much for the donation to 988. That is so awesome. We also have a stream coming Saturday for 988 with Old World Charm. After I play with Lord Gazumba, whoop, 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 I'll change my outfits. I'll turn into a goblin, and then we're raising more charity for 988.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Canadian Ancient Gamer. Hope to meet you at GaryCon, man. Seem like you'll probably be there as well. So we'll you notice without doing a check that there is no shoveling coal into this furnace. It is just a like a marble, we'll call it marble, like oven. Like it goes, like up, and you see a hand kind of go closer to the balloon, up into its little balloony crotchal region, and then it'll come back down to gather, like it's like a a balancy thing. The hand goes up, and it climbs. The hand goes down, it descends. You get the sense you haven't gone downstairs yet, but you hear a whooshing sound out the back, like there's some sort of energy that they have.
All right. If I can talk to them up here,
Yes.
whatever I would like to try.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I will relocate.
You want to talk to who?
The hand, to quote the 90s.
The hand is upstairs. So if you walk close to it, you see a infernal kind of figure inside this furnace, writhing around in a swirling flame, and you get the sense that it's somehow contained in this furnace. Before you do any checks, that's what you see.
Talk to the hand, because the face ain't listening.
Well, hello there. You are masterfully using your thermodynamic evocation abilities to a unique use. Is it consensual?
What languages do you speak, and can you do all? Do you have the thing that does all?
I can spend an action to be understood by all. Yeah. And if I discover I'm not being really heard because of that, I will just do that and spend that.
Okay. You ask, and it responds. You can be comprehended. Can you comprehend?
Let's see. That's a great question. For 1 hour, and then I speak Common, Draconic, Giant, and I cannot. It's a one-way, unfortunately. But I will.
Nothing really, you hear a whoosh and the thing climbs up for a little bit and then whoosh, it bellows.
I will say, will you whoosh lightly if you understand me?
Oh, whoosh.
Will you whoosh lightly if you are being held against your will?
Whoosh.
Would you whoosh lightly if you'd like that circumstance to be changed to mutual benefit?
Whoosh.
My name is Savathor Bainray. I'll be in contact with you momentarily across the next few days. Just keep myself in mind should anything go awry for those who have held you to this station. And I will kind of just gently saunter away to my party members and speak of the slavery that is no doubt happening in terms of what arrangements is non-consensually powering this ship.
Yep. Delphine kind of watching. You could see that she's watching you as you do this, and you hear her speak in some sort of like whooshy sounds, and the thing just begins to, and she's just like, without that, this doesn't fly. And she
says that to me.
You can tell she speaks Ignan, you know what I mean, or whatever that thing is, and you were just speaking it to whatever that was, and she just, spoke to the furnace.
Right.
It doesn't have anything, and she just walks. She's like, "Hey, it's on you. Without that, this doesn't fly."
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I thought you were just making eyes at me from across the way. All this tension.
She says to you, she goes, "Whoosh."
Whoosh indeed. Whoosh indeed.
Giddy up.
Perhaps I could have a private word then with you. No rush. You're a very busy woman in charge of a ship moving expeditiously towards our Chardalon's will. But,
She's
in some
nice
time...
And she goes downstairs. It is time to sup. And she walks around the furnace, lifts up one of those wooden cheese-looking grates, that you can kind of see through. It looks very checkery. Bloop. And, sets it aside. And she's like, "Brasek, close this." And she's like, "I should show you to your quarters." And, she beckons to bring you down. And she's like, "And who's going to wake up Zalthea? I'm tired of this." And she goes downstairs.
Hey, so we see this?
Yep. Yeah, you guys can pipe in whenever.
Yeah.
I'll say, where you going? I'm talking to Saboteur.
Yeah. Delphine goes downstairs. Delphine.
Well, I think
now going.
I was going to say, just to our I think we're being shown your quarters. I mean, we have 10 days together, all of us.
Yeah, but okay. Right.
I might be going someone else's quarters, depending on how I play my cards. And I will, in a moment, just kind of reach in the air and splay out cards.
I'll look at Saboteur. I go, "I bet you are," and I'll walk off to a room.
Ooh,
not my room. It's like I know
jealousy saving throw.
I know what he's going at. I'd be like, "I bet you are," and I'll walk off.
Do you go below decks? Anybody else? Everybody else just kind of chilling there? Yeah, you're going as well, Torn?
Yes.
Yep, you follow down, just like, oh, right, dude, thank you so much for the donations, 988. Really appreciate that. There's a lot of folks on the other end of those lines working hard, so those donations are awesome.
That's cool.
So you go downstairs, you see a couple, like, there's like a pig, like a pig stall. There's like a horse stall down there. There's a couple hanging hammocks. There's like there's a room to the front, a room to the back, just kind of how you see it on the map there. The back door looks like sealed with metal, like as a metal door, some sort of steel door. And it's got a bit of a portal, and it's got a couple levers on it as well. You can, and other than that, you see like a bunches of crates and barrels and stuff like that. This thing is laden down just on, with lots of stuff. You guys can do your searches how you want. This boat is fun, and you can find, whatever you want.
Do I see? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Do I see Nevaeh around? It was Nevaeh, right?
Yeah, Zalthea. You do see a red-haired, the back of red hair. You see some hands putting up a quick, braid, and then putting on a mask, putting on a cloak. Standing up and beginning to roll up a bedroll, and she's just, people are kind of bickering at her about getting up, and she's like, whatever, you know what I mean? And she kind of turns around, quickly walks by, and gets ready to, you meet her on the steps, waiting as you're coming down.
All right, I watch her. I'm still having like voices in my head of children.
Hey, just real talk. I've got dogs having dog fights just straight out this door over here. Nobody can hear your family in the background. Like, your mic is doing fantastic. Nobody can hear. So just everybody, you know what I mean? Like, it's no big deal. Yeah, I get that way too. Like, if someone like opens up the door, the dogs start running in. Well, I just assume that everybody else can hear the chaos, and generally speaking, these mics kind of drown it out. Yep. So the lady, she makes eye contact with you with it's like very it's like a cool, almost like a masquerade mask. It's got like, this, how would I describe, like two horns that are slicked back, kind of like a red dragon always has. They all have two horns slicked back. It's a black mask with red trim on it, and kind of, as you get down, thump with your weight, she just grabs the two handles, runs straight up the top, closes the hatch behind you.
Shit, man, I was trying to talk to her. All right.
No, you can stop. Oh, yeah.
What?
They are talking, so I'm going to assume that Delphine, let me get the name right. Delsephine and Sabathor are having small talk, and this woman kind of brushes by female cultists. Yeah. What do you want to say?
As she's going by, I say, I know what it's like to be, I know what it's like to be in your position. Don't let it get to you. I try to say a kind gesture.
Oh.
Yeah. So I tell her as she's going by, I quickly say, "Don't let them get to you. And you'll do great." Or something of that. Yeah.
Just kind of stops. She kind of walks up. She's like, "We just follow your orders. Don't forget your."
Is that what she said?
But then you hear her whisper, "Don't forget your owlbear." And then she goes upstairs. She whispers, "Don't forget your owlbear." And then she goes upstairs.
Wait, the owlbear didn't climb the ladder? Oh, shit.
Apparently not.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
That's a reward for being, you know what I mean? You hear her loudly snap at you, like, we're here to follow your orders for a Chardalon. And then suddenly, as she lifts up her head, underneath her mask, she's just like, "Don't forget your owlbear," and just like heads up.
Is she cute?
Yes. Yeah. So I would say your character, you know what I mean? Like, your character is attracted to, you know what I mean? Like, this character.
Okay, so
Daddy, chill.
I'm a total barbarian, so I could just go into mag mode. I don't gotta be rough, like, well, okay. All right, let's do it. After that, I start looking at the animal because she goes up close the hatch. I start looking at the animals. You know, that's my thing.
Yep.
So
And you see there's a spot where there's hay and stuff like that sitting there. There's a horse chilling there as well. Like, oh, this is probably their, everybody needs a zodiac, right? Well, there's a horse right there in case they land. And then there's like 2 or 3 pigs, and then there's tons of crates and barrels all over. Like it gets kind of tight in here, but they're off to the left-hand side. You can see as you look up the port side. Sorry, Navy. You look up, there's a way that your owlbear could get down inside here and then take one of these cubbies or sit up top, however you want it.
okay, so I be respectful. I go up to the horse
Okay.
and I cast because we rested, so I cast speak with animals.
Yep.
Myself, and I asked the horse, would it be okay if a friend and I, have, or if I want to start a conversation, how are you? Go through the motion, try to get cool with the horse. I mean, we can go through the dialogue if you want, but we don't have to. So is it working? Is the horse okay with,
Yes. I mean, it's already a docile. You can see it has been horse cropped, and there's marks in its rump, like just someone actually taking the time to give a shit. This horse is already like as familiar as it can be.
Okay. And so I asked, would it be possible if my big friend, the owlbear, and I come down and just sit with it for a while?
No.
Yeah, it looks to where the owlbear should be. You're about 10 miles away from your owlbear.
Oh wow! Oh, 10 miles, you said?
Yeah, you've been cruising away from where the goat is, and the owlbear just chilling on the side of the mountain. Yeah.
Okay, well, the owlbear is cool. The owlbear is cool, man.
Okay.
I don't know how to not forget my owlbear.
I honestly thought all of our animals were eaten by that white dragon.
No, just the horse.
He'll be fine.
Harshnag is going to be.
Yeah, I mean that's like his turf, right? Like he's free now. So.
Yeah, we'll see him back.
Harshnag wouldn't let them. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Yeah, we'll be back for them. So
yeah. So I just asked the horse, politely, would it be okay if I sat and?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I sit and I start.
When I see him sit with the horse, Vocast's like, "Are you going to sleep there?"
Yeah. I like the fact that you're working with your character and stuff like that. This is now a charger. This is a war horse. It's what I mean. It's pretty big, like a tall black stallion charger. Like it's pretty beefy, like big muscles, but you can tell this thing has been beaten into submission. It's got a lot of pride though. But yeah, so you kind of sit down, Vokath. Do you have anything that you wanna do while
kind of following along? I'm just kind of following along. Vokath is like Tempest is a god that literally in a war, like he's got priests on both sides of the battle, and I feel like Vokath's perfectly fine with riding with these evil guys. I don't care if it gets the job done, and like everybody's obviously being like, we gotta listen in and we gotta make it. And Vokath's just kind of like, no, I can be friends with this side. If they fall, that's fine. That's fine.
Are you going to stay up top? Are you going to go below decks?
I go down. If that chick is showing us if that woman cultist is showing us our rooms, I at least want to know where I'm staying for this ride.
Yeah, brings you up to a room in the forward part of the bow of the ship. Pretty good sized room. There's bed mats sitting there. There's a table sitting there, and there's like food like laid out. Just there. You get the sense that there's plenty of rations. There's actually 3 little doors, little ports that you can kind of open and just kind of like sit there. The wind can go by and you can watch things, or you can just like mind your own business. The only place where these doors are to look out are in like the midsection of the ship, not in the rooms. There's a back room with a steel door that you don't think you can get into, right?
Mhm.
And then the front is a closed off place where you can go and chill. And you see Sabathor and Delsephine, I think is how we'll get this right eventually. Delsephine are like, they're in slow motion, having small talk, showing there's a card table and things like that she kind of sits down at as well.
If there's food, I'm eating.
There's food.
It's like
Well,
a buffet.
Find a place wherever I think I'm gonna sleep. Just drop my gear, except for maybe my hammer that goes with me, and my hammer and I will go eat.
Yep. You hear, Laz supper, and he's like, ugh. And he just starts like, grinding, some spices, and he just quickly throws down 2 circular big loaves of bread, and then there's like a jug of wine and a jug of water. And he starts like on a little hot plate situation off to the side, starts cooking something up. Matter of fact, he takes it up to the furnace, we'll say, and there's a place where they already have like sitting there and can cook.
I don't even pour the wine into like a glass. I just drink from the jug.
Okay.
Grab a loaf of bread, and yeah, I just start chowing.
Okay, Blandina, you're up top. You're goatless. You did you land yet? Are you still kind of floating with this thing?
Oh, no.
You're on...
Okay. I landed.
Okay.
Yes, I landed in a safe spot.
Okay.
With my initial hesitance.
There's just 2 cultists on the top deck right now. There's a dude at the front, harpoon. He's like just got ropes. Just it doesn't look like the ropes are doing anything, And there's the guy that's holding the south button. You know what I mean? He's got this. It looks pretty south. Like it's not the best navigator, but he's the best at the Dragon Cultist Academy for dudes that don't sail good.
I'll walk up to him and hand him the hand drawn map, and I'll go, "This is where we're going," and I'll point.
South of Tribor, and he like literally it lists to the right just a little bit. This will shorten it down. And he kind of like, it's a bit windy up there, so he wraps it up. And
I'll go, "Where'd you go to nav school?" and I'll walk away.
He must be a lieutenant. He's got it.
San Antonio is south of Waterdeep. But yeah.
San Antonio.
And then I'll walk downstairs and
Okay.
find a room.
Let's see. Yep. So as you walk downstairs, everybody's kind of collecting. We'll go back to Sabathor, and Delsephine. I'll get it right eventually. And she sits down and, cards. And this will help pass the time because you did the gambit thing, and
yeah, just kind of having fun with the cards. Yeah.
Yep.
And I'll say, I understand that your position is one of great demand, great pressure. I'd argue it's important for one to have the opportunity to find ways to vent that stress in a most healthy fashion. Do you have ways that you like to vent that stress?
Got it. So you're roll a persuasion check. I think of tracking what you're trying to.
Can I overhear that?
Sure.
Why is everyone overhearing my conversations?
Because you guys are at a card table. He's literally in there drinking wine next to you.
Can I get a gentle whoosh to myself?
Yeah, you can speak Ignan if you want to.
Damn, I cannot. I will
comprehend.
I will speak in common, knowing that if she wants to speak Draconic, she may, of course. So, but Yeah, it's fair. I got a 24 persuasion.
Oh man, and she got that was a 20 plus. Okay. You get the sense that she doesn't, she's very professional, but you do see she takes it in, you know what I mean, and it kind of goes like, the conversation goes a little bit not necessarily stale, but she keeps playing.
Conversation goes stale. The 24.
No, I said it doesn't go stale.
Oh, if they said goes stale, like goddamn.
Yeah, she picks up on it, and you get the sense that you're moving down the right path.
Okay, I look over to Vokath and just say,
I'm
Hammer.
going. I like pick up my drink and drink bread and hammer under my arm.
If you walk out and Torn King's outside, Blandina, where are you at right now? I can't believe this is happening. We just went to. This is the first time in 5 years. Good job. Good job. Blandina, are you walking in?
Let's say that I'm walking downstairs as Vokath is walking out with this giant mug, a jug, and bread. I go, what the hell? Where are you going?
The oven is too hot in there.
Ah. Is he really?
Is it? Yes.
Yanti. God.
I know.
So you guys get
How does the saying go? They would do a rock pile if they thought there was a snake under it.
You want to come to my quarters, Vokath?
I just want to eat.
No,
I don't want any of that.
No.
Laz
We'll
comes
just go
walking
eat.
out
We'll
with
just
like
go
2
eat.
loaves of bread and shuts the door behind, and just and he's got like a bucket, and he's just like, we'll build stew on the top deck, and he one-handedly kind of walks up the steps.
Like, I just pat Vokath. I'm like, I was just offering you a place to eat.
Oh.
That's it.
I think I would like to get out of earshot of the room.
Yes, let's. I don't want to be privy to that.
Maybe on deck where wind is blowing in our ear holes.
You guys go upstairs, and in complete, in the land of Dungeons.
If we pass Torn, I'm like, enjoy the horse.
I just scowl at him. Like I got stuff going on in my head right now. I'm not even
understood. Not doing horse stuff. Just kind of chilling.
I just scowl at him and go back to having a conversation with the horse.
Got you. No worries, man.
That's what I meant by enjoying. Come on, let's get out of the gutter.
Yeah, so the door closes and then the camera shifts off to the curtains, and for all intents and purposes for you, as soon as it closes, it calls your bluff completely, and just clink, you know what I mean, the belt comes off and whatever, you know what I mean, like if you want to create a good relationship, Stephanie said yes.
It's the classic hitting every wall and hallway on the way to the captain's quarters trope, where they're like just the classic original Top Gun Tom Cruise love scene.
But like
the way starts, I just want you to know the hottest song.
Hold up, man. Wait a minute. Did Salvatore just do what I was trying to do? Bro.
You were trying to do that with the horse?
Bro.
Wait. What were you?
The weirdest
with the redhead, dog. With the redhead.
No, different people. People.
No, but you got Dalfef, whatever. Stephanie.
I'm trying to do public relations.
Yeah, you're both trying to lay the groundwork.
And I'm like, yeah, bro, knock that out.
we pass each other.
So day one on the ship, you know what I mean? Like with 9 to go to Belial, you get the sense that
God, this is going to be a long ride.
Yeah, it is.
Few hours pass, it becomes evening, starry night. Blandina, Vokath, you're up top eating some stew. You get the sense that there's normal meat steaks inside this stew. It's a really good stew, and there are three crew members. There's the younger, as he was describing, Zalthea, kind of being taught how to tie knots with one of the cultists in the front of the ship, and then there's a dude just doing celestial navigation and staying south. They shift change. Another guy comes up, takes over the helm. Savathor, you're kind of, however things wrap up there, she just gets back to business,
Right.
Throws a towel in your face and like walks back, you know what I mean, to another, she gives you a thumbs up. Actually, roll another persuasion. I want to know, I want to see, since we're going down this path.
Can I give myself guidance?
Sure.
As I would as
You're praying for.
No, it's a performance enhancing magic.
I got you.
Performance enhancing magic. It's
I got you.
It's like teaming up.
Oh god.
All right. Let's see.
Goodness gracious.
That's 18.
When the ships are rocking.
Yep. But doesn't throw it hard at your face,
Right.
More gently. And she's like, maybe later, and then just kind of like walks off and heads back to work.
I'll just kind of mutter to myself, who knew that Mage Hand could be so versatile with the right
Oh goodness. Yeah, and time goes by and you can see like this kind of an open bay area where you guys are kind of sleeping. You see, just like in any patrol base, there's another cultist kind of like squinting, and he was laying next off in the corner.
The captain doesn't have her own quarters,
and he just kind of he's like just kind of like covers himself back up. Sorry. You're muted, bro.
Okay. So it's late at night right now, or is it? So what I would like to do is I want to ask the horse questions about the ship and its captors, because it looks like it's been neglected and beat on and whatnot.
Yeah.
Or not beat on, but it's been through it. And I want to ask the horse, just questions about the predicament we're in. And is there anything that we should know? I guess no, because the horse wouldn't know, right? The horse been in the stables. I think my character would put that together. I guess I'm just trying to like get a vibe for the place, and are we in danger? That's a better way to put it.
Not unless you like attack the cultists.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like you get the sense that Chardonnay is a cruel master, and that they're gonna follow his orders.
Okay, I got you. So if that's the case, then I want to leave because it's the middle of the night. I want to leave and go find Sophia.
Zalthea,
Where I saw her
top.
go, I want to go up there.
Okay, I mean you can go up there, but like after a few hours, she does come down for a break as well.
Okay. So she's down there now, is what you're saying?
Yeah, she can be.
Okay.
She can be.
I go up to her and ask her, like how she's holding up. I saw what just happened earlier with everybody kind of hounding her. How are you holding up? I'm not exactly nice about it. I'm kind of gruff, as I said, but there is a hint of concern in my voice. But to be completely honest, I don't know, and this is just for your check. Like I don't really care. I'm feigning it, like it's fake.
Okay.
So if you want to make me roll something,
Are you trying to roll a check? Are you trying to persuade something? You know what I mean? Like, what's your ends? Are you trying to build a relationship or?
Yeah.
Okay. Do your best barbarian persuasion as you're trying to sound cold and edgy to
It's probably more of an intimidation check.
So it didn't work. Never mind. 2.
Okay. Yeah, she kind of looks at. He's like,
Bro, I gotta play a bard, bro.
I can bring you to make you more comfortable in the stable area.
My room's next to the horse. There's 2 horses in there.
Okay, well, I got to switch to a Zelthina voice. Not why am I always this? She's like, okay, well, the mess hall is in there, and if you want anything, let me know. I'm gonna go. I'm okay. And she just kind of walks. She kind of walks by and
Didn't work. Okay. Didn't work. That's it.
You're right. Hey,
Salvatore encouraged me.
Yeah. What was the roll? How bad was it, though? I need to know if you just.
The roll was bad. It was 2. It was 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You have no Oh, you have a negative charisma. I'm pursuing.
Well, no,
yes.
I have a 0. I could have made it had I rolled high. It was 2.
Yeah.
Remember,
there's a party inspiration. There is a party inspiration out there.
Straight to.
We need to give him party inspiration.
Nah, man, you guys are asleep, bro. I like keeping it 100. It's cool. Like it just plays out better, I've come back from something like that before. That's how I got married.
The comeback is better than the setback.
Man. Better than the setback, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what's happening in this session, but hop
best
on
session
in
ever.
The Red Zeppelin.
Zeppelin.
So you kind of sit back. She, blows you off, and she's kind of confused. She's just like, all right, whatever. Guy that was just yelling at her, like, do you like stuff? And she's like, I like stuff. And,
You know what? It's appropriate that one person was successful and the other one was very successful and the other one was very not successful.
One would probably be a solid relationship, but Stephanie probably very caustic and toxic. This is, whatever. So there. Oh, anyway.
I'm kidding.
Hey,
No,
I don't want to yuck your yum.
Those days are behind me.
Yuck your yum.
So there's now 4 cultists on deck. The 3 of you are on the top deck, and Torn, you're hanging out with the horse and the pigs below deck. Blandina.
Maybe you smelt funny. Maybe that's the problem.
You guys are starting to go. It's time probably to turn in soon. What is your plan for how you guys want to sleep on the Red Zeppelin?
Officers' quarters.
I drink as much wine as possible and pass out.
So that front
wherever.
deck is kind of the officers' quarters area. There's a bit, there's a spot where you go in. Off to the right is a little mess area. You move forward. There's some when Delcephane goes to sleep in there, they move those kind of like bedrolls into the center area. Like one dude's like above the pigs, just kind of sleeping there.
Very Navy.
Very Navy.
I think I'm gonna sacrifice to sleep.
Okay, you stay up all night?
Yeah.
Okay.
It'd be cool if I could, because that spell only lasts for like 10 minutes, but I still wanna, what is it, animal handling? You know what I mean?
Speak with animals.
I definitely want to do that. And just kind of be cool, just make sure the animals know I'm not a threat and I'm even a friend. That's where I'm all, even if it take and no sleazy jokes, fellas.
Yes.
All I was gonna say was you can ask them for advice, maybe.
Right.
You can roll animal handling if you want.
My spell's over in 10 minutes though, so now it's just
Yeah.
brushing their hair, taking good care of, making sure they got water, stuff like that.
Just like if you've ever had, a stray or a dog or anything like that was abused, it was very standoffish, but you get the sense that after the first day, you've established a connection to the point where it's not, when you walk up and put your hand on it, it doesn't sidestep away. It's at least holding, and it just gets stiff when you're kind of like brushing it. It is resistant, but it's not like, stepping away.
Leans into
You
it.
find a way you find a way in your animal handling as well to not necessarily hobble it, but like get it to lay down. And it seems to trust you sitting at the front of the pen to be able to like rest. Blandina, what are you doing for the first evening? He's gonna stay up all night. You will wake up with 1 point of exhaustion. Blandina.
I'm turning into if I'll make sure the Vocath is properly knocked out, and when he's out, I'll make my way down to the whatever quarters I was given.
Okay. Yep. You go down. You can take a hammock, or you know what I mean. Like,
oh, we didn't actually have quarters. We were just, it's like a,
yeah, this is a galley, and it's not that
Oh,
big.
there's a hammock. I want to be in a hammock.
Oh, Vocath's is snoring in a hammock. You can take whoobies and make yourself a private place though, easily. Like they can move crates up and make you, if you're.
I just
Like
need
a
to go.
room.
I just need a spot to go into my trance. Like I don't
What the
necessarily.
hell is a whoopee?
This is a blanket. It's a blanket.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a very special blanket.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'll go in the corner and go crisscross applesauce and to go into a Elfie trance. And,
Okay.
Yeah.
They don't seem to pay you any mind, and you go into your trance to go through day one. Let's see, Vocath, you're just
Yeah, I get good and drunk, and then probably have like a very difficult time getting into a hammock. But just everything I can to get into it, and then just pass out.
Yep, not your first time in a weird hostel. Got it. Like you're like, yep, whatever, and just kind of go to sleep. Sabathor, you're up on the top deck. The four cultists that are up at night are sitting up there, and what do you want to do?
Do I recognize the four? Because
There's the young, and you get the sense that this is the only four that are up right now.
okay,
And no one did a count of how many there are, but like there's four up on the top deck right now. You know that there are cultists sleeping downstairs, or you know what I mean, like
Right.
setting in. So you know that there's the newer one, Zalthea, that Torn King was sweating. And Delsephine is up there, but it looks like she's giving kind of like last minute checks, kind of walking around doing stuff and getting ready to turn in herself, and that there'll be only three on duty.
I'm just gonna chat it up with the three and just say, I hope my compatriots have represented themselves well. I know it's a tight space up here, easy to rub shoulders, rub elbows, get the wrong impression of someone, but I would say that each of these people are no doubt on the same cut of the same jib, I suppose, as you say, as yourselves.
So this guy's got, he's got his mask on, and he kind of just like looks off to the side and just roll a quick persuasion check to see if you can get through to him from just being locked on as, a cultist.
27? 27?
You start talking, and he eventually, he's like, I took down a copper dragon from this ballista one time, just cruising by, and he kind of points off the side, a young copper dragon, and bam, hit it right here. But yeah, man, we just you get a sense he just came off a war.
No
You know what I
shit.
mean? Like he just finished it, and he was a loser in the war, but he's telling his side of the story. You know what I mean? And he kind of shows you a bracelet, on the side, and he's just like, yeah, I got to keep some of the scales right there, and he kind of shows you. He's like,
Well, there's no color like red, am I right?
right? That's what I'm saying. Praise a Chardalon, and he kind of just sits back there and just he's cleaning his ballista and stuff, and he's just like, I hate night shift. So quiet.
Well, you know what they say. You could easily change that.
And he kind of reaches back to whoever's on the helm, and he points off to the starboard side. It's like, look. And you see him nudge someone, and you hear like a bell, like ding 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 ding, kind of. And you hear another bell downstairs, ding 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 ding, and you can see some sort of large shape off to the starboard side. And he can't really see. He's like, it's too dark. Do you see it?
I'll take a look. What do I need? Sort of perception?
However
Am
you
I
want.
there?
Perception.
No, you're downstairs, but you do hear a bell and someone come downstairs, and you're staying up, right?
Okay.
Just a soft bell, right? Like that probably isn't gonna make noise from very far.
Yeah.
And
I got a 19 perception.
you kind of look and you see like this massive like winged creature, but as you kind of like startle, like, shoot, you see a huge looks like a bird, like an eagle or something. Just a massive bird off to the side of the ship.
Is it coming towards us?
It looks like it's paralleling you from 300-400 feet out.
Not a dragon, a bird.
It looks like a huge bird.
What's ship protocol for seeing a enormous bird? My good man.
Well, he's like, well, that thing looks like it's got talons, and if it pokes some holes in that, we got some issues. So there are some vulnerabilities here.
Yes. Get your balls out of your throat, talk like a man, and get down there and tell your superiors.
He's like, they're coming. That's what the bell's for. And, a moment later, Delsephine, like, walks up the top, and she obviously can't, like, bust out anything to see. She looks up at the moon. It's this, big, beautiful moon. It's got, like, this, like, you see breaks in the moon. Like, it's just, like, shattered. And kind of looks, and she's like, what's on that rock? She's like, she's like, bring it to the port. Just bring it port. She's like, douse any lights.
Is the ship so fragile, Captain?
She's like, look closely. And on top of the rock is like a massive like being on top of it. Looks like a massive giant. Bigger than you've, like, head and shoulders taller than Harshnag.
I'm kind of excited now. I say, is it time that we prove our alliance? Dragons don't care for giants, and neither do we.
She's like, I'm sorry, I'm not messing with a storm giant. Do you want to?
I'd like to talk to one.
Be my guest. for a Chardalon, and she steps back and
All right. I will
Tell it to
cast.
come back. I can't fight drunk.
I'll cast Fly on myself.
you are 1,000, like you are deathly high. I'm just gonna throw that out there for
Yep.
your passive perception.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Fly on myself. How far away are we? And are we going towards, or are we paralleling, like drifting towards or away?
It's staying parallel as you drift left. It stays, and all of a sudden you see it climb up over top of the balloon.
All right. I'm flying up and going on an intercept course.
Above, you're going around the balloon, you're going up.
Yep.
The rest of you guys at this point are hearing, you're awoken by the bell. Your axe starts to glow, torn, and Vokath, you are knocked out. You are knocked out. Well, because you were getting drunk. You specifically said, "I'm getting." Yeah, you're just squeaky, squeaky. But you hear the bells, and the cultists that were in there, they both get up and like walk out. Blandina. You, Sabbath. What's up, Torn?
Are the bells still ringing? Maybe I just think I'm hungover.
No,
Unless one of those guys wakes you up, I'm gonna say you're sleeping.
Okay.
Hey, bro, you drink a lot of wine, man.
Yeah.
I
You
see
gotta
my
play
axe
the Dungeons
going
and
up.
Dragons. You want to be drunk? You know what I mean? Like, so Savathor, you whoop up to the top of the ship. There's a crow's nest up there, and there is a cultist just like looking straight up at this, like,
Yep.
big ass bird.
I'll say, leave your post. I'll take care of this. Now.
Eyes. For a short long. Just like
I'm giving him an out.
Grabs a rope and just whee! And the best, Atlantis looking thing just like slides down there like a cartoon, and he's out.
All right. I am going to call out in Giant as loudly as I can. Let me see what I can do about this. I don't know. Let me check. I am a cleric. Is that a cleric's cantrip? 1 second. 0 level spells. Doesn't say. I have message. Mending. I'll message. Yeah, I will message and point to the creature within range, speaking in Giant. And I will say. Great storm giant. While we may bear the vessel that could perhaps be misconstrued as an enemy, I believe we are allies.
All right, roll your persuasion.
This is where it matters. 27.
Yes.
I don't want an aerial battle.
Small folk, as you hear, as it swings off to the side, and you see this like full plate Spartan looking helmet, and this massive javelin just like ignites.
What does he say?
Speak, small folk.
Okay, perfect. Given the permission to speak, I will
You
speak.
guys hear this booming in giant voice throughout the ship, and the cultists don't know what it said because it's replied in giant, and the cultists are like, all you guys heard is like, "Grr, blah," and just like everybody's like,
I'm awake.
battle stations.
I'm awake.
Vokath, you're awake. Yep. Now,
I can speak giant.
yeah, you hear that in your dream, and you're like, "What?"
I hear all this, right?
You guys get to. He gets one more of this, and then you guys can start head. So I'll say, Torn, if you wanted to go up, you're up there, and you heard this from above the Zeppelin. You see a cultist land and kind of just see you and just like point up, like, big bird, big giant. Your snake friend told me to come down.
Half snake. Come on now.
Is the bird within speaking range?
No, you can't see. You don't know where it's at. You just know it's above the balloon itself. So we'll say, just in case something goes wild and you decide to throw a punch at a storm giant.
Is that? Are you saying that's a bad idea? Is that bad?
Sure. And now it's Dungeons and Dragons. This is a great idea. We got 25 minutes. So Blandino, what do you want? You're up. Vokath, you're up. Do you speak giant, Blandino?
I don't.
You hear a loud, ominous voice, and Vokath wakes up like, "What, Mom?" You know what I mean? Like, whoa.
I'll run by Vokath, slap him on my way out. Like, I don't know what's going on. Get up, big man.
If you're voluntarily drunk, you do have 1 point of exhaustion, Vokath, as you wake up. Sabathor.
Okay.
What do you want to do? Hi, sweetie.
I'll say I want to choose my words so carefully. I will say I have come to serve King Hecaton's interests. We have traveled across the realm to help with the ordning. Are you an ally of King Hecaton? If you are not, then prepare yourself for battle as I defend his name. And I'm taking the biggest risk in basically like drawing a line and trying to prove myself as, while I'm a small folk, if he is an ally of King Hecaton, he will hopefully see this as a gesture of like incredible loyalty and courage to him and his order. And if he's an enemy, then he was, in my mind, something that we would have need to have thrashed or get thrashed by anyway.
Yeah.
So it's a big gamble.
You hear him say, "All are servants of Hecaton. I am looking for his whereabouts. Do you know where he is?"
I have spoken with the Oracle. And the Oracle has spoken that his whereabouts are being shielded by some nefarious magic. And the Oracle has said his oldest daughters have betrayed him. I only speak what the Oracle has spoken to me.
So I can understand because they're talking in giant,
You're
right?
hearing this, but you're downstairs. Yeah. But it's you can hear the giant.
Yeah, the giant's loud. I'm just messaging.
I'm more worried about the dragon cultists like turning on us because he swore fealty to a storm giant. Well, yeah, but what if one of them is a giant?
Spell. It's a message spell. So
okay.
It's like a whisper in his ear.
Okay. Never mind that.
I'm not so callous.
Clearly, I'm drunk and not understanding what's going on. I'm just like.
Roll. He just looks at you and he's like, "How dare you speak ill of the princesses?" I need you to roll a disadvantage on that one.
All right. I figured this would happen, but gotta speak the truth.
Use the inspiration to make it a flat roll.
Well, I already rolled a disadvantage. It was a nat 20, unfortunately lost, but it is still a 24 without the nat 20.
Nice.
he just continues to fly next to you.
And I say, you know it in your heart that something is wrong, and the only people who could threaten King Hekaton in all his power, in all his legacy, are the things that he trusts the most: his own children. It is a small folk issue as well as it is a giant issue. It is an issue as old as time. The sins of the children overlooked by the love of a father.
Kindamo, this Canthilla's revenge is for you.
And you guys all hear this as well. Bello, he grabs the reins of this rock, flies about 20 feet up, kind of just like drifts next to you. A conch of teleportation to the maelstrom. Find it. Report to Sarissa. And he just dives straight down.
And I will just at a last message just say, as you wish, please tell the fair lady Sarissa that her servant Savathor will do so.
Roll it.
What am I rolling?
Same persuasion.
Okay.
It's a very dismissive culture.
I'm going to use the inspiration as needed, if that's okay with the party.
Yep.
All yours.
Drop a dice. 25. Oh. I went from
dives down. Tell her Thauron sent you.
Yes, got a name. Thauron. Cool. And I will unclench my legs, bracing for the worst. And I will then rush down and tell the crew with bravado, a fake bravado, just to say, that's how we do it in the Silver Fang Trading Company. Dissuading enemies from attacking a superior force. And immediately after I'm like saying that in front of like the crew, I go to my team and I'm going to tell them the truth, a development when we are in private.
Yeah, as you do this, which was pretty savvy, Delsephine asks, she's like, debrief me in my quarters in an hour.
Yes, I will. Those briefs will be...
I'm easily entertained. I'm a 12-year-old boy, by the way.
Aren't we all tonight? We need to rename this session to Dudes Being Bros.
Dudes Being Bros.
Watch this episode.
Yeah, please don't watch. It's awful.
Please don't watch it. Yeah.
Anyway, so round 4.
Yeah. Okay. You guys carry on with the evening. Okay, so you have your crew. You go to that front room. They leave it to you guys. And there's no cultists in there. We'll say there's like 2 or 3 rooms, we'll say. You notice that this ship keeps changing. Just to make it better.
Whatever you need, my man.
Yeah, Savathor, you're in the room. Do you want to pass off anything before the day 1 of 10 finishes?
I would just like to, and only in a moment of true, like, I'd be so careful using the message spell, using whatever, code Blandina I like, or a mutual language giant, with Vocath, whatever it takes. Very carefully explain what happened to the truth of it, but being very minimal on the details, but trusting in their trust, knowing that we are surrounded, and just like I said, being very careful so that they don't have to at least worry about what transpired. And mentioning the conch of teleportation as something for them to pry their minds about, as I doubt I know anything about that. So, and then I tell them I'm on my way to debrief the captain.
Again?
The happy captain makes for smooth sailing.
What did we do? What happened? What happened to Stronghold? It took one charm.
That is my fault. I will take full responsibility, and I will say that it's this is tame compared to what happens on Charmed Fantasy. So I'm grateful.
So the message is passed. Do you stay up all night, Torn?
I'm tired this time.
Okay. Yep. So you pass the night. Day one goes by. You wake up and you see yourself. Let's see which way we heading. You're directly over a like a massive forest. You can see in the distance a grassy plain. And you guys are cruising along. You kind of established yourself on this airship. Found out some information based on what was supposed to be just a flyby. It says right in here that he's not even supposed to pay any attention. So you did a good job of of drawing in an encounter and developing something kind of sandboxy.
That's
in Storm King's Thunder. That's
I thought that was going to be like some sort of test by the DM, like if you're dumb, this is how you TPK, kind of moment. And I'm like, I don't want to TPK us at all.
Yeah. You guys continue to move along. You don't see any towns or anything like that below you. You're still over the forest on your first day. The second day, steady, clearing a million like skies, and you guys are continue to cruise. Any adjustments to where you want to head on day two?
I don't think so.
I mean, we're still heading to Belyard, so
right,
just continuing south.
Yeah, I'd rather continue. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I made friends with the animals now.
Mm-hmm.
So like I spent a great deal of time down there. That's why I feel comfortable. But I still want to try to get at Sophia. Not in a romantic sense.
Okay. Yeah, you see her in her regular pattern of life where, she works night shift, and you kind of wake up in the morning, you kind of see her coming down the stairs. You wake up around the same time because you hear the leather boots clicking on, whatever, and you hear like the shift change. But you're level 8. You're way more experienced than these guys. You're up when they're up. You're up before them. So subject to Savathor, who's still debriefing in the captain's quarters. You know what I mean? Like you hear her come down, and you can roll another persuasion check if you'd like.
I mean, I guess, and I'm gonna ask you to help me on this, but I'm trying to get information. I'm trying to like win her to our side so that should things go bad, like we'll get warning or
Yeah, no worries.
So I'm gonna roll again. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
16. Even.
There you go.
I'm trying to be friend. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be friender.
Okay.
Got to find unlikely allies in these people.
Yep. She comes down and you greet her again, and she basically stops, and you guys start talking back and forth, and she basically pulls out some of her ration and just kind of offers it to you. And she just asks you, she's like, before I go to bed, for some reason, I can drink a coffee and it puts me to sleep. It's bizarre because I've been drinking it all night. Do you want to, you know what I mean? She kicks open the port and she's just like, that's the Lurkwood. She's like, I came actually from a small town from what's called Luskin, where the dragons were attacking, and a lot of these folks that I was single. I'm originally from Waterdeep. I was living in a town called Luskin. The dragons attacked, and these folks, as opposed to I don't know. I just thought that this was the lesser of two evils. It was employment, and I was really good at following orders. And she pulls out a crossbow. She's like, I was pretty good with this. We took down a copper dragon, and since then, a Chardalon, over the past 3-4 months has not burnt me alive. But
I guess I just listen at this particular point. I'm not gonna say too much, but I just kind of listen to her, and I want to make sure like she knows that like I kind of understand, but I also wanted to know for a fact that I disapprove of the whole joining thing. Like I kind of want to bring her to a level of understanding that there's other things out there than what you're doing. Because I only say that because it sounds like she's not joined up because she actually like believed this shit. It sounds like she joined up just because she had nothing else better to do.
Yeah, I didn't know until I saw a Chardalon, and I saw, the power and his aims. I mean, it's great. It's awe-inspiring and powerful. Have you been up and close to a dragon before? I mean, you like animals. Have you ever thought about, I see you taking care of Whisper, which is a good horse, but have you ever seen a dragon before? Like, you serve animals.
That's a legit question.
Yeah, I mean, she's like, she pulls out a card, you know what I mean, with a QR code, and like, I mean, if you're ever thinking about, joining up, it's free college.
God,
pretty good.
He's a recruiter.
pretty good healthcare.
I'm cool. I prefer, dragons aren't necessarily at the mercy of other beings. They're kind of at the top of the food chain. So I'd rather not treat them as such. I treat them as just humanoids in general. I don't even consider them to be animals, to be honest. When you say Whisper and I become close, I mean, Whisper's not a dragon. So no.
Well, maybe until you meet one. Then come talk to me about it. But
so I kind of smile with that.
She's like,
yeah,
Whisper's looking good, and day 2, you know what I mean? Like, I'll see you around. And then she goes off to bed.
All right,
Maybe.
so
step in the right direction.
Right.
I mean, smooth talker. Like, you know what I mean? Like
No, I'm trying to hold back, man. I'm trying not to mac. I'm trying to play my character correctly.
Tori's, he's in the cut. He's in the sauce. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying not to do.
Yeah. You talked for. It became like warm out, so like she's past her shifts. You know what I mean? Like bedtime, right? So like there was a good conversation. Kind of going back and forth, and there's no real strict rules from the cultists like to avoid you guys or whatever. Vokath, you wake up, with your level of exhaustion from being drunk, but like, hey, what would you like to do? for your day. I'm gonna go like, what would you like to do on day 2? That's what he was doing on day 2, establishing a relationship, and so far so good.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm maybe if there's some crewmen that want to no, I don't think I would do that. I don't know. Maybe I think I'm gonna keep to myself, but like maybe a bit of the hair of the dog that bit me, like I not long before I'm in the sauce again. To be honest, I don't think Vokath really likes flying. I think maybe I'm sort of an earth boots on the ground type of Goliath.
Yeah.
So, you know,
like the room with no windows? You like the room with no windows?
I just stay away from the windows. I stay away from the edges of the ship.
Okay.
But if I can sort of get everybody's talking about them being evil and stuff. So if I can maybe sort of find a redeeming quality in them, they're certainly structured, right?
I mean, the redeeming, you know what I mean? Like, they're very martialistic. They're very, you know, they have, so your redeeming quality is Tempest, right?
I feel like if they weren't so hopped up on dragon fumes, they might actually be like good soldiers, good servants for Tempest.
They're already about 6 trifolds deep, so it would take time to.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to convert them, but I feel like maybe their ideas align a little bit with mine.
I mean,
so
they're warriors, and they're
maybe if there's something I can help out with around the ship, as long as it's not close to the edge.
Yeah,
I'll do that.
I mean, there's cooking.
I don't mind cooking.
Table. Yeah,
I don't mind cooking. Maybe Vokath does a little bit of, and the chef.
So Laz is Ratatouille in there. So Laz is like, hey, yeah, like absolutely. If you want to help, you know, he brings in a pig. Like, hey, you wanna, you know, carve up this guy.
I can tenderize it.
Sure.
With the hammer.
Yeah, just all right. You spend a day, and you realize that there's probably like 100 days worth of rations for like at least 10 to 15 people. There's a lot of food. This thing was built to get your mission done.
So here's what I'll do. I'll like help the chef out, and I'm going to sort of maybe try to learn a little bit because I can do some campfire cooking then for the party. But I want to maybe I'll see like before they were sent to pick us up. What exactly was their mission?
Yeah.
But just with the chef, I'm not going out and talking to
roll your persuasion check to see if you can get that out.
Oh boy.
It's the chef from the Red October.
Assistant Loganoff. Yeah.
Oh shit. Come on, D&D Beyond.
It's a goddamn cook.
It's always the cook. It's always the cook. Can I just roll dice? Because my D&D Beyond's being fun.
I mean, I prefer that. That's my favorite.
Okay. So with my bonuses, 19.
Okay. You get the sense that veterans of the Well of Dragons, they had fought Cormyr soldiers, Purple Dragon Knights, under the command of Sir Esteval. They were turned back only when the dragon itself, the Tiamat fell and the volcano erupted. So they turned back to get back to their master because they were told to, like, hey, the Drakhorn called, so we had to show up. And you know, you get the sense that on the Red Dragon side, these dudes are very martialistic and are very martial. And, you know, one day I want to be a dragon wing like Delsephine. You know, she's kind of,
well,
you know, one of the soldiers.
I'll be like, she can't be that good if you lost and had to be turned back.
He's just like, I didn't see you at the Well of Dragons. And then the conversation goes cold.
Inside, I don't outwardly laugh, but inside, Vokath can see hit a nerve, and I'm kind of happy with myself about that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Savathor, it's the scene where she's putting on her big boots and her
I love
filigree.
you. I love you so much.
What's that?
You're in my head, man. I love it.
And she kind of, closes the window, and she was like, that was a restful evening. Back to work, cinches up her belt and like walks off. She eyes one of the dudes, like other cultists, like straight up, and he just kind of like puts his head down, opens up the door for her, and she leaves, and he sees you and just kind of close the door.
Okay.
What would you like to do for day 2?
She's leaving.
Yep.
She's left me. The door's closed.
Yep.
Is there a lock?
Yeah, there's a little Class B, iron locky thing.
I'm gonna lock it, and I'm gonna look for a form of written correspondence or intel.
Okay, go ahead and do a wisdom check or a investigation. Excuse me.
Investigation. I'm not very good at this.
You can do it.
Let's see. Five. Did you hear me? Did you hear me? I'm sorry.
I heard you. Yep.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Okay. There is roughly there's a chest that you can shake, and that there's gold in there just in case. It's very compartmentalized.
Mm-hmm.
There is no correspondence at all. You get the sense that they are automatons for a Chardalon. But what I can say is, you can put that. What I'll do with your investigation, there's nothing in here. There's nothing that you've seen. You can put it to rest.
Okay.
There is nothing weird other than them being dragon cultists. They are just part of the ship, part of the crew, part of the ship, part of the crew.
So it's very clear that the hierarchy really does matter here, because Delphine would have to be, or Delsephine would have to be, in using this deductive reasoning, incredibly capable in terms of keeping track of multiple changing orders and delegating to the entire crew like a machine. Like you said, autonomous. She's like a machine in terms of efficiency in a Chardalon's name. So she's even more impressive to me with that in mind, because it's professional, but it's also really good for espionage to not have anything out. So I'm convinced I just turned this place over so amazingly with my 5 that there's no way that she's hiding anything. It's all in her head.
Nice. Blandina, what do you got?
I don't know. I don't know what I would be doing. I don't know what I would even be thinking on this dragon ship. Coming from a history of hatred of dragons. Like, I'm kind of beside myself by even being on this, even slightly aligned with a dragon, much less a red dragon. So I'm probably gonna keep to myself and just try to. I don't know.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with just
I'm gonna
closing off and just kind of chilling there.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my eyes open, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily looking for anything in particular, but if I'm just keeping my eyes and ears open for anything, if I glean anything from the crew, from anything, side conversations, just whatever.
Do a perception check. Or investigate, whatever you prefer. I can always either either it's Sherlock Holmes or you know what I mean, like.
We'll go with just insight from a general insight check on the entire crew, and it's a 15.
You get the sense it only takes 2 people to run the ship. As you're looking, you did get the sense that, you know, as you're kind of, everybody's doing their thing, there's some sort of elemental trapped in behind the steel door, pushing out the air, right? And there's an elemental inside this fire contraption, and there's a crew of 8. And they're very professional in terms of they don't get emotional. They were kind of shitting on that younger girl or whatever, but that's only because he was like really staring into it. You don't see much other than like, hey, wake her up. But if you key in on that, it's like, you know, she's the lowest on the totem pole in terms of the cultists. There's a rank system. There's 7 regulars and Delsephine. She's in charge, right? She's the only one that's like got like, you know, studded leather armor on or whatever, you know, she's got dragon wing armor, whatever that is. I didn't even look it up because I didn't expect you to throw her off the edge. But there's nothing really, the ship, you know what I mean? Like,
did you say there was a captain? Did you say there was a captain, or Delsephine?
It would be Delsephine. Yeah.
It's kind of okay. Gotcha.
Yep. Is it a captain? She's the dragon wing. She's in charge.
I gotcha.
The ship is, you got the sense the ship is super easy. Like, you looked and you're like, oh, okay. Like, the dude moves the lever, the air thing that you haven't really seen moves it up, down, left, right. You get the sense that, you know, pushing this lever, the hand goes up and down. Okay. And that little juicy piece of information is where we'll leave you guys on day 3. You know, you guys passed through the evening of kind of assessing, getting, you know, things slowed down. You saw the storm giant, and next time I'll build a map with, you know, clouds and an airship.
I like that shirt.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, that's nice.
Anything for you, buddy?
I mean, I don't know, Tori, if you've heard of it, but it's the network. They're the most legit I've ever seen. Yeah.
I heard there's some big news coming soon. You heard that?
No, I'm not on the pipeline yet.
You didn't hear about the new writer they got?
I think they're keeping that shit pretty tight and, you know, secret. I hear it's a big deal. Yeah.
I heard it's leaking.
It's leaking.
It's leaking. Like,
well,
so am I. What? Nothing.
Let's see. Hey, thanks for the 2 additional followers that we got tonight, man. That's awesome. I really appreciate that. I think we all appreciate that. Thanks for the folks donating to 988. That's fantastic. We broke 1,100 to our goal, stretch goal of 1,500. That's a term that I learned kind of streaming. I'll be on Lord Gazumba on Sunday morning, being Sir Timothy of Greyhawk, and then in the evening I'll be a goblin with Old World Charm on his network.
Yeah, Saturday night.
So
this Saturday night.
I will also be there.
Skyler. Yeah. What you got coming up for the rest of the week, J. Remy, and then we'll go to Tori.
What do I got? I've got the rest of the week for me is pretty quiet. Back at it on Tuesday on my channel, playing some more Deadlands, Cowboys and Zombies and stuff, and we got Ryan guest DMing for that. Ryan from Canadian Dice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's next Tuesday, and yeah, we've got a new game sort of being constructed in the background. I think it's going to be D&D 5e, and I think it's going to be Greyhawk themed.
Oh, nice.
Still working on that, but yeah, so that'll be coming soon. So right now, not a lot of streaming going on my end, but next Tuesday, Deadlands on DM_Jeremy.
Tori, anything popping up for you?
I just finished ZoloCon for Network the Quickening. I was selling it there.
Oh, nice.
This graphic novel, and man, I even had one guy read the book, come back the next day, and tell me how much he liked it. So that was big for me. So right now I'm on family vacation, so nothing for the rest of the week, to be honest. Maybe a couple pictures here or there. I see you, man. I appreciate that. But in October, we have the release of our next book.
Nice.
And we got a special guest writer this time, so it's gonna be Neil Gaiman good, right? It's not Neil Gaiman though.
Damn.
Maybe somebody a little bit better. You know, that fresh talent is something raw and uncut. So yeah, ToProStudios.com if you want to pick up the copy of the book that Stronghold was just holding, Sir Timothy was just holding. Also, we sell merch and we sell posters. ToProStudios.com. That's TOHPRO.com or studios.com.
Yeah, we'll throw it in the we'll throw it in there if we can. All right. Let's see. Skylar, anything else popping up?
Yeah, I want to let everybody know if you're in the Orlando area for QuestCon next month, September 6th through 8th, I'll be attending that. I'm also doing a kind of a collaboration with Adventures on Tap here in town. They're doing a Call of Cthulhu kind of 4-shot, and I'll be playing Gideon Thorne. And I think it's going to be like a once a month or twice a month for to close out the year. But I'll be there at QuestCon walking around. So if you see me in this amazing mustache, say hi, and I'll probably give you some merch and probably go raid Adventures on Tap here. They're live right now.
Adventures. Are they? Okay. Oh, so is another World Tabletop. So Aaron's up there too. I think he's still on playing D&D. Yeah, but up to you. Okay. Yeah, but other than that, we got what? Are we back in Deadstone Cleft on Sunday as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
See what happens there.
Lots of D&D in the next 96 hours or so. But yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Stay with us as we raid other D&Ders.
Yeah. Thanks everybody, and we'll see you on Sunday. Bye.
Ciao.